Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 10 of Lost on the Great Road. Who knew we would make it this far? I did, because of how awesome this is, and we are, and that you are for watching. Anyone who's out there watching. I want to say thanks to all our new patrons. We've got a bunch since the last episode, so I hope some of you are tuning in to watch. And I want to say thank you to all the people who are buying the Deck of Many. That's really great. We are launching a Kickstarter for the animated spell cards, as I mentioned last show in September, the first week of September, so come on and tune in for that. We got a whole full house tonight, so everyone's back. Trying to think if there's something else. Oh, we've got an announcement about a new show that we're going to do at the halftime mark, so stay tuned for that. And we're really excited about this new show. And so, yeah, we'll tell you about it at the halfway marker. So... Stand in, and Ignacio, roll the credits. Back?
Yep.
And it's a wide shot for everyone?
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
And here we are.
Hey.
Surprise.
So, where we left... Last week, Bastille wasn't here, so I thought we would do a little one-on-one with Bastille, and that's what we're going to do. I'm just going to put on some thematically appropriate music here that hopefully isn't too crazy loud.
Here it comes.
So last week, the last episode you were on, Bastille, it ended with kind of the end of a massive battle.
I was very tired.
Yeah, and a large white light consumed the temple that you were defending, and everything faded to white. As it hit, the last thing you remember as it hit was sort of falling down on one knee. Whatever the equivalent of the Warforged, whatever the equivalent of exhaustion is for the Warforged, is taken over. You had suffered some pretty serious injuries during the battle, and despite the strength of your frame, there was too much. And
What is that?
So that sound is uncomfortable.
Yes.
So you wake up, but not. It's not so much waking up into your own body. You are sort of standing in this warm light, and hovering maybe like 20 feet in front of you is a large arrowhead wreathed in flames, which you know is the symbol of the Order of the Silver Flame. It pulses with sort of a heartbeat type energy. You look down at your hands, and they are not the metal and wood that you are used to. They are kind of a vaguely humanoid, glowing, spiritual kind of look.
Huh. How many fingers I got?
How many do you have in real?
I'm like this.
Yeah. Okay. So it's like that.
Okay.
It's like that. Yeah. You've got ninja turtle hands.
All right.
But it's sort of strange. You don't feel the weight. Normally you feel the weight of hauling yourself around, but you don't feel it. Something that's been alleviated from you. And then the symbol of the silver flame starts hovering closer to you briefly. And then a voice. Not a loud, intimidating one, just a simple, quiet voice starts to emanate from emanates, that's the word I was looking for, from this strange symbol. And it says, Bastille, you have fought so hard for me.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
I know that you are far from me, far from Corvair. Bastille, what you are seeing is a mirror image.
Yes, of course.
I've come to you in a dream.
A dream?
Yeah, and you aren't a person who dreams.
No.
You aren't a person. So, yeah. It's weird to hear that's what's happening to you right now.
Finally, a dream.
Yes, I wish that it was under better circumstances.
You seem fine.
I have many concerns about the situation that you have been put into.
Oh, am I dead again?
It's not as simple as that. You were torn away from Corvair,
Yes.
and I have reason to fear that an old enemy has returned.
Which old enemy? I have many. Most are dead, but
Not
some
one
are
of yours, but one of mine.
Oh, well, an enemy of yours is an enemy of mine.
Indeed. And it is truly an enemy of the light. But I and several other deities sealed her away a long time ago. So I am disturbed to learn that she has maybe returned. Have you heard the name, in your travels, have you heard the name the Mother Weaver?
Yes, I have. I believe a dog spoke of this at one point.
Well, animals tend to have an insight into this type of thing. Sorry about that.
What is that?
Sorry about that. I had tacos for dinner.
Ah, I see.
Yes.
I don't know what that is, but
Cosmic tacos.
I see.
They're delicious. I hope that you get to try them someday.
I do not eat.
Right. I forgot. Sorry.
That is fine.
We'll work on that. So, long ago, an unlikely group of deities sealed this creature away. And I have reason to believe that she has come back, or is forcing her way back from where we banished her to.
Hmm.
She has stitched up the holes that connect, the gateways that connect the various worlds, and that's why you aren't able to return home.
So not only is this deity an enemy of yours, but she is preventing me from returning home.
That's right.
My motivation is quite clear in this matter. I will destroy her, whatever she is.
You are brave to suggest that that is a possibility, but I think more time is needed to understand what is going on. You have never been an investigator, Bastille.
I have not.
No, you have been.
Normally I follow orders.
You've been a powerful weapon in the
Thank you.
war to protect Corvair. But now I need you to be more than that.
More than a weapon.
Yes.
I see.
I need you to find other people who are trapped. Like
Done.
you. Good. That's good. You've made friends.
I have.
And they're in similar situations.
They are.
Have their deities contacted them?
I do not know. I think one of them has, but
Right.
I don't think Bastille knows that.
Right. Well, good. You're not alone. That's the first step to being more than you are. Learning from others.
I have learned much in a very short time. Some of
Good.
it nearly incomprehensible, but still. Learning is learning.
People with meat brains are difficult to understand sometimes, I know that.
This is very true.
A mighty deal was struck in order to make sure that this mother spider never returned. Deals were made that I'm not exactly proud of to make sure that this situation never happened again. So I insist that if you can find any information and find a way to relay it back to me. Unfortunately, Corvair and the world beyond it are not connected to where you are in the same way.
That explains why many of these things are alien to me. I do not have ears, but nevertheless, I will keep one out for this sort of information. How may I relay it back to you?
I don't know. This has used all of my power to just get in touch with you.
Oh,
And it was a gamble at that. I don't know how long I can. And then it fades.
how long you can what? Hello? Hello?
You're just left in this kind of. It's
Well-
like you're standing in a hearth, kind of. You know, like there's warm flames and.
This is me now. Warm. Well, no, it's a pleasant void.
Yeah. So everything shrinks away to nothing, and then blackness, and then you blink awake.
Ah,
You find yourself sitting upright in what looks to be like a bird's nest, hanging from a large humanoid-sized bird's nest, hanging from the ceiling.
this is normal.
And you recognize a little bit of the trappings of the wooden, the tree, temple that you were in.
Well, am I alone right now?
No, your friends are around you. So I need to tell them.
Do you want me to get them?
I guess that makes as much. They're just over there, right?
Friends!
Yeah. Get back here, you guys.
I woke up and you were around me. Come quickly.
Welcome back, you slackers.
But how around you are we?
I don't know, let's find out. I just woke up.
Yeah. It's now morning. You guys can tell me what it's like. What you guys are doing right now.
Do we have our own little nest pods?
If I remember correctly, Lucy and Pog went off to had their own kind of setup.
Wait, there were some other elves in there or something?
Yeah. And there are but we'll say that Lucy and Pog are in their own kind of little nest thing, and then the other 5 of you are all sort of curled up around. 4 of you are curled up around Metal Man.
Secret cuddles! Not so secret anymore.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you slept well. I certainly did. A restful sleep. I feel different.
Welcome back. You feel different how?
I don't know. It's strange. I was just speaking to my deity. The Silver Flame contacted me and gave me a mission. I will tell you about it at length, which I just do.
Can you just do the short version?
The short version is that the universe has been cut off by this Weaver creature. Apparently it has escaped its prison.
The mama spider thing.
Yeah, horrible, evil
Remember?
spider.
The
Awful
crazy guy
spider
was talking
god.
about the spider mom.
Yes, that crazy guy
Spider-Man.
was actually quite accurate. Sorry, you know about this as well, specifically.
I also spoke to my god, who is an actual god and not a fire.
Yes, well, gods take many shapes.
Bird.
Mine takes the
Get
shape
it?
of a...
Bird.
Hey, now that's heretical, please.
On which note, I have some very important business to see to. I'll be back. Don't destroy the universe without me.
Yes. Does anyone else
How long
need to
you
use the
gonna be?
bathroom before we get underway?
Are you going to sleep for a third of the episode again?
No, I want to actually run to like a market and find someone who's selling farm animals, livestock.
Right. Oh,
Right,
that's right.
you
You were
wanted
talking
to
about that.
Ideally a goat.
Not the goats.
For the sake of simplicity, you find a goat
Great, I'll
for 2 silver pieces.
excellent. I'll do that in a sec. And yeah, I'll wander sort of to the outskirts of town where no one
The
is.
gnome who sells it to you says, "Oh, she makes great milk.
Oh no.
You're going to really enjoy Agnes.
No.
She's been a friend to me for a long time, but I just have so many other animals that it would be it's so nice for you to. It's sort of like an adoption. I see this more like a little adoption that you're building a family of horned creatures
Yeah.
together. That's so beautiful.
I understand. I think Agnes will serve a greater purpose coming with me than she ever could have hoped for.
Oh, you're going to make cream or cheesecake or something.
Something, yeah.
Oh, well, please bring it back. Please bring some back to me. I would love to know. I mean, her milk is just so delicious. I imagine the cheesecake that it would produce would just be top notch.
Yeah, I suspect you are correct. Yeah, and I will go and lead Agnes out to the outskirts of town, and I will,
Cheesecake.
slit her blood and paint a large circle around her with 2 horns in her blood, and
Sure, just
probably
casually.
set her on fire while offering prayers.
Morning.
A nearby picnicking family gets on the face.
This is,
Sunday morning.
Yeah.
This-
A couple of parents cover up the eyes of their elven children and as they weep.
and having made atonement, I will go back to meet up with my friends.
Me a wisdom, just a wisdom roll.
Yeah, I can do that. Hey, that's real great. That's a 21.
Oh crap! I don't have my dice.
Apparently,
Professional!
I'm the only one who remembered that Dungeons and Dragons also
Hey, I got my
involves
dice. We got
I
this.
swallowed a whole bag of dice before I came here, as I need them.
This is a good opportunity to mention that we did get an upgrade. You'll notice that the look of the actual stream is a little different, and we got a couple of access to a couple of new cameras that are better quality, and they're both the same quality. So we hope if it looks good or if something looks weird, talk to our good friend JF in the chat, and he'll help fix, or he'll tell us to fix that on the break. But anyway, yeah, we're in kind of a disarray because we're setting up all this. Me and Alicia were setting up all this new stuff. So hope it's worth it. So you got your dice. You got a 21. Yeah. The body of the goat immediately just starts to decay down to like a accelerated, one of those videos of the accelerated things decaying, and it just goes down until it's just the bones left.
That's all the bad goat.
No. This is what
Agnes
is
is
supposed to
right.
Yeah,
happen.
and it starts to just sink into the dirt.
Great. That's wonderful. That's
Exactly
exactly what I was looking for.
Oh, that's what you wanted? Okay.
Perfect.
The goat has been consumed by the horned one below.
I just made that up, but I'm super glad that's what you wanted to happen. So,
Yeah.
man, D&D is magical sometimes.
Yeah, crazy. And I'll head back and meet up with my
Sure.
pals with a
So,
lighter conscience.
He comes back covered in goat blood,
Yep.
and you're like, cool with it? I don't know.
Yeah.
We're used to people being covered in
Hi,
blood.
hi everyone. I thank you for your patience. That was very important.
Are you all right?
Yes.
All right.
Are you injured in any way?
No.
Did you injure someone else?
No.
Did you find blood?
After a manner of speaking, yes.
Can I stick my finger in the blood on him and taste it and see if I can identify?
Are you
Yeah.
are you really planning to reach out and like?
That is far.
'Cause I will swat you away.
For nothing.
Right.
True.
Sure. Is this like a thing that you're gonna push if he tries?
Well, no, if he swats my hand away, I'll just put my hands up. Be like, no, I guess it's not my business.
You can still give me a nature check.
Yeah?
Yeah. There's a smell coming off of him.
Coppery red smell. Do you require a bath?
26.
Yeah, he killed a goat.
26.
He done killed a goat.
Okay.
Yeah, you're pretty sure.
But there was also fire. You probably also smell
Yeah,
fire.
you smell goat that was cooked after it had been bled. So he had a barbecue
there,
somewhere.
I mean, that's the normal order of operations.
Yeah.
You cook animals after
Yeah,
murdering
you didn't set the animal on fire first.
That's,
Please
that
don't
would
do
be
that.
cruel.
Is there any substance left to this creature that you killed?
No. No, it's been consumed by a being greater than your weird spidery self.
Well, if you do run into a situation where there is some leftover meat, don't forget about your friends.
I will keep it in mind.
Thanks.
Gosh, it's hard to maintain that growl.
Yeah, the decisions you made at the beginning.
Yeah.
Magic people are weird.
So
Hey.
you guys are all
So good. Yeah.
you guys are all packing up your stuff, and you're heading out to the doorway of the temple when the arch priestess comes over. You can tell that she's feeling the previous night's festivities a little bit. She's not moving very fast, and a person runs by her with a particularly bright lantern, and she kind of like turns her face away and tries to compose herself before she gets to you. You're leaving me, are you?
Yeah, you told us we had to think about the library and walk.
Right, I wasn't sure if it was going to be the next day, but
Do you want us to stay?
I want everyone who comes to Slovenia to stay here forever.
I mean, I'd love that. Because, like...
But I think
party,
you have...
Party.
We do throw good parties.
Yeah, not bad.
But I think you have bigger issues to attend to. And the great mage, Boka, may have the answers to those questions. I hope he does.
There's a great mage.
That's right, Middleman, you were...
I was recuperating from battle.
That's right. We all heard your quiet rest for
Ah,
most
yes.
of the night.
The Masters of Health Cannith have a very strange sense of humor for such things.
I don't know any of those words
That's fine.
in that order, but
I would explain it, but
I'm
don't
assuming
want
you're talking about the people that made you.
to. Correct.
You don't
Right,
know your
well-
house?
tell them to turn that down to like a
I
2.
think they just call it a
I
tree.
have no communication with them now, but if
I
I
see.
ever see them again, I will ask. I did not realize it was so loud. Normally, I spend time in the company of other Warforged to do a similar thing.
Are
I
you all
assume.
just screaming at each other in a barracks while you sleep?
No, not at each other, just in the air.
Right.
That's not very
Also,
strategical, is
You
it?
don't sleep very often.
No.
I mean, you normally just
Right.
stand
Yes, this is a.
in the corner awkwardly
This is true.
and sexily. I mean, awkwardly.
Possibly both.
Oh,
Um,
I drew a mustache on you.
Yes. Thank you. I've always wanted facial hair.
You're welcome.
It makes you look rugged, middleman.
Excellent. Did you give me eyebrows?
Yes,
Are they surprised or angry?
they're angry.
Excellent.
Perhaps on the back of his head.
Why did you put it on his head?
Because it's hilarious. Because he's a dickhead.
I do have a parting gift to maybe aid you on your travels.
Is it a map to the library that we have to think about while walking?
No.
Money?
I-
Money would be good.
I think a map would be unproductive.
Is
in
it wine for my Stein?
in an inherently morphic space? Pseudo space.
If you want
Non-space.
some wine before you go, it's 9 a.m., but if you want some wine before you go, you're more than welcome to get some from the stores. I can even have a barrel put into the wagon, which I am giving you as a gift.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you.
Sweet, hot rod.
Cool.
Oh, wait.
Wait a minute. I'm not going to be pulling the wagon, am I? I've done that before, and I do not wish to again. War is hell.
No, there are 2 oxen that will pull it for you.
Excellent.
Assuming that is not offensive to you.
Do I look anything like an ox to you?
Well, to be
Yes.
fair, I mean, yes, you.
There's a resemblance. I mean, it's a distant
It is,
type of
yeah.
thing.
I mean,
It's
you've
a
got
little-
like
The face,
Yeah.
mostly.
this happening.
I mean, I don't know if
and
you've
then-
seen an oxen recently,
and then
but
this.
you have an ox
Horns.
head. You've got the head of an ox. But I
Also
think
in the
that's
eyes a little bit.
Yeah.
kind of your thing. It doesn't matter. It's fine.
And possibly here. I'm gonna be more clear about
You're referring to the hooves? You're referring to the hooves.
Definitely pointed at his crotch area.
It was
easy.
Possibly here.
Okay, guys, Nika just wants to have a giant orgy, apparently. I don't know what's happening there.
For the record, out of character, Theseus, like all minotaurs, has basically humanoid hands,
Oh, I thought you
but
were...
has hooves for feet.
Okay, that's where I was getting to
What about his dick, though?
Yeah, like Mike.
Yeah, that's what she was really asking about.
Or does he
Oxen?
You don't know he wears clothes.
Okay. Well,
And
They say-
probably
are they tight?
has like a deeply ingrained sense of shame,
You'll-
unlike the rest of you.
you'll have plenty of opportunities to investigate these questions on the way to Bokob's library.
Which
So
we
you
just
just
have
sort
to
of
think about real hard.
head towards knowledge.
I can give you a general idea of where I think it was seen last. If that it helps. On the map that you already have. I'm just looking it up on my phone here because I don't. So you are
I should have seen
here.
the details.
You are on
Right.
Sylvania.
Show them
Camera.
my secrets.
You are in Sylvania, right?
Yes.
Which
You know
is-
that much?
It's here.
Which
Yeah.
is near Arborea, because we solved the portal puzzle.
Yeah,
That's right.
Very elaborate puzzle that Brittany gave us.
It is oft found in the forests near Tradegate and Tirna.
I think
Trade
it's
gate
real
is-
far away, I'm guessing.
Tradegate is the village, the gate city
Ah,
that enters into Bitopia.
Great. And you're saying the library is near Tirnanov?
Whatopia?
We're going there.
Do I need to
because
like
my
do a
shirt.
timeout in the corner kind of
Did you say
situation?
Bitopia?
It's Bitopia,
With,
yes.
with a Y.
With a Y. Yeah.
Ah.
But anyway, that's fine. Things I know.
Can we go there?
So you're saying it's near
They
Tirnanov?
throw good parties.
It head in that direction and you may find your way to Bokob's Yet.
All right, that seems reasonable, and it's an infinite but also walkable distance from here.
Yes.
You want
Okay.
to mark it down?
Infinite but walkable.
On that note, I would like to reach into my pocket for a pen.
Okay.
Oh, your jacket thing.
My jacket thing.
The vestibule.
Your arm goes up to your elbow. but there's nothing in the pocket.
I have no pen.
Oh, it's a deep pocket. She didn't
But-
steal a pen before she was trying to leave.
She stole a lot of stuff, but
It's
there's
a s-
not in there.
It's a strange feeling because as you reach in, you can move your arm around in space that should be occupied by your body and your other arm.
Put your hand in here.
Yeah, and as you put it in, your arm swings around and it's like a void inside there.
Does anybody
cool?
else want to put their hand in here? It's super cool.
It's real good, guys.
Is this a trick?
No,
Yes.
it's just really weird. Pog, you want to put your hand in here?
The messages are
I'm
mixed.
thank you very much.
Lucy wants to.
I'll
Lucy can put her hand in there.
This is-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bent down so she can like. Stick
Yeah,
her
she
hand in the
actually
pocket.
gets both of her arms and her head
Don't
into
put
the
your hand
pocket.
in. I don't think that's good.
Is that safe for children?
What do you see? What's in there?
It's just nothing. It's just an inky void.
Could you breathe?
And
in
I
there?
like try to like shove my head in afterwards.
The
but I
pockets aren't
assume
big
it
enough for your
doesn't
head.
Could you breathe?
I don't want to spend a lot of time in here. I don't know why I did this.
fit. Kick it out.
But your pockets have a lot of room.
I know.
That's cool. Wait, can it store this? And she hands over her javelin.
Does it go all the way in?
Absolutely does.
Let's put a chair in there. I pick up
Yeah.
a chair.
No, that's
Too big around.
the church property. You can't. I mean, if you really need it, we're giving you a whole wagon.
All right.
Is
Well,
there still like apples growing?
Yeah, I was
on
just about to
trees
ask
and stuff like
that.
that?
Whoa.
That's all. That party. The party setup is all gone
Okay.
from before.
well, thanks
Yeah, how good this is
to
gonna
the
be.
Church of
It's real good.
Corellian for all of your hospitality.
Hmm.
And
Coralon appreciates the help you have done this place the past few days.
I've heard it both ways. I guess we
What does that mean?
we should be going.
To Buytopia.
Buytopia!
Or you hear it both ways.
I suggest. Okay, that was a good joke. I'm trying to be serious.
Don't send us to places called Buytopia.
It's the name of the place. I can't do anything about it. I'll learn its other name, so I'll never say it again.
We have high
No, keep saying
expectations
it.
now. That's
Well,
all I'm
you
saying.
should have high expectations, but also low expectations, and you'll understand what that means when you get there. So, can I suggest one last thing that you maybe aim for somewhere closer?
You mean like
Take jumps. You know, don't try and go straight there. If you'll notice, you'll travel right past the Infinite Spire, and things get real weird the closer you get to there.
So we should go there?
No,
That sounds a lot like we should go
magic
there.
starts to get more and
Sounds
more
like a challenge.
undependable.
So you're saying we should like follow the rim?
I should say don't do.
no, don't.
Are you?
It's her fault she started it.
I suggest not doing a straight shot. That's all.
Well, we could go to Sheila Royal's realm, or the realm of the North, or Faunal. I would say we could go to Ecstasy, but I think that might be a poor choice given my current company.
Okay, no,
I
honestly,
wouldn't
there's
mind
a place
Also,
called
going
Ecstasy.
personally.
All of
Go
these
to
sound
Ecstasy.
made up. Guys,
I would indeed like to go to Ecstasy on
It's-
the way to Buytopia.
it's the gate city
I
for
would indeed
Elysium.
like to do this.
I think Sheila's realm may be a good option. She
Who's
is.
Sheila?
She's one of the halfling gods of food and
Wait.
and farming.
Is she a babe?
Halflings
Does she brawl?
is
She's
that like
me.
part ling, part human?
Small curly hair. You've never met a halfling before?
Her name's Kim.
Like Lucy.
Habit of stealing things?
Hmm?
Habit of stealing things?
That's the kind of misconception that will get you very trouble in a lot of trouble in her realm.
It's called Macadus.
Yes, they make good rogues and spies because of their size, but they are not all like that.
No, okay, not what I'm thinking of then. The thing I'm thinking of, they are all kleptomaniacs.
Is that where we're going? Is that
An
the
entire
plan?
Yeah,
race
it's
of
around here.
kleptomaniacs.
So we're going there.
Yes, they're deeply unpleasant. And
I
if
think
you ever
Ecstasy
find a
place, I
kender,
wanna
you
go
should
there.
burn their entire village down.
Oh yeah, around the rim,
see.
remember?
All right, maybe skip that part of town. I don't know what to tell you.
Are we the bad guys? Because it's seeming like you showed up covered in blood.
I'd like to think that if you are welcome, if Coralon has welcomed you here, then you are not the bad guys.
I would like to think so as well. I've been given a holy mission, and I don't think they hand those out to bad guys. That's an unholy mission. Decidedly different.
That's right.
Is your mission to kill a spider god?
Yes.
Because I think that's also my mission.
All right. Well, at least we have a common purpose in this regard. Assuming the spider god is evil, which I have to think is true, because my god said that they
Everybody
were.
always assumes the spider's evil.
I'm sorry.
The archpriestess
there.
says, "We were speaking of this spider god last night.
I see.
Are you are been given a mission to kill?" And she leans in close. And says, "Lolth."
Did I hear that name at any point?
No.
I don't know who that is.
Her eyes turn to Ananse and say, "Maybe you could enlighten them on who Lolth is."
Do I know who Lolth is?
You don't. Who's got religion? Who's got that old time religion?
Minus
I
one.
do, but I'm
Minus
not from a world where
one.
Lolth exists. There's
Yeah,
no
so
way.
you don't have a
Actually,
chance
is
to know.
there- Oh, no,
Yeah,
I think. Well, maybe.
No, you're from a world where she's not really
No,
influential
that's
either.
true.
They have an.
Can I roll
Yeah.
a
they don't
dice?
Yeah, I was gonna say, can we roll
That's
anyways?
what
We pick up
personified.
information
Keep track
here
of
and
guys.
there.
You guys can roll a
Personified
disadvantage.
gods.
Are you got religion?
Flame.
Yeah, and you
Well,
you might know.
The sovereign host.
Yeah.
24.
0!
12.
Wow.
24.
0.
And what did you get?
1 minus 12, but I also rolled a 20. What a waste.
So, you have, Ricky, you've heard this name in conjunction
Did you
with.
say he rolled 24?
He did, yeah, but I'm giving you the little piece of
Okay.
information that you got. You've heard this name in conjunction with, like, fairy tales about the Drow,
Okay.
which is the Drow are boogeymen that most people hear about, especially in Sword Coast and in people in mountainous areas. You've heard of the Drow living under the ground, and you vaguely understand that Ananse is some form of that kind of elf.
Okay.
But you haven't really he doesn't behave the way that they behave in the fairy tales.
Okay.
That you've seen.
That you've seen, yeah.
Maybe not in public, at least.
Pog, you know Lolth as the kind of like a betrayer god of the elven gods. She was trying to change the way that elves were and fought Coralon and ended up creating the Drow in the process. The Drow are like fallen from the other elven pantheon gods' eyes, and Lolth is their decidedly spidery mother. Why were you told to hunt? Who were you told to go after?
The Silver Flame
The Silver Flame.
told me to go after this
Right.
spider woman.
And what did they call this entity?
What did they say again? The Weaver?
The Weaver.
Mother Weaver.
Mother Weaver. Yes, the Mother Weaver. I have an excellent memory.
Mm. She doesn't go by that name. Not that I've heard.
Alright, well, maybe it's a different spider.
She
god.
is always changing her ways.
New name?
I mean, I saw a battle between the first god and a spider. It seemed that, uncomfortable as it makes me to say it, the outcome of this battle was not yet set in stone. It seems
From your perspective, Theseus, who was the first god?
the great horned one
And
who made all other gods,
his friends refer to him as...
Sargus,
Yeah, me
the
See.
blood minotaur.
I see.
They start.
neither. Ricky howls in the
Got real
background.
Scooby-Doo in here. Right, well, that name obviously upsets our wolves.
Go up.
Appropriately.
Yeah. Well, if it is indeed Lolth, more information will be found at Bokob's library to be able to help you with that. I would be careful about where you spread her name around. Especially here. elves are not fond of Lolth or the drow that she sired.
I am also not fond of her, I think. Just
She's
good to
not
know we have a
someone.
common
She's not
purpose.
someone that you would want to be fond of.
What? What happened?
He just looks at you.
Well,
Right.
Well,
Well,
I'd say it's openly.
your
just, like, not even paying
transportation-
attention to what's going on.
He's looking
your
at his phone.
transportation and your oxen are waiting outside. We have, in the time of this weird conversation, I have managed to get some wine, a cask of wine, put into the bag.
Thank you for your hospitality.
Sweet. Thanks.
Thank you
Is there
for
a
all of your
glass?
help.
Specifically, a clean glass.
I got my Stein.
We've provided you with a few wooden
I don't think it
goblets
looks
that will
like Stein.
suit the trip.
Well,
It's got a weird thing about
thank you
clean
again.
glasses.
I'm glad
It's
that your
clean.
entire
Yeah, but
city didn't get
ish.
annihilated, I think.
Isn't it
And
one of those rich
good luck not dying in the collapse of all that ever did exist.
Her brow furrows. She kind of looks at you funny and says, "Thanks."
Yes, good day.
You are welcome.
A final question from me.
You just said good day.
Yes, I know, but I realized I had an additional question that needs
That's all right.
clarification before I leave. I won't be able to ask you after I'm gone, so it's important I do it now.
That's
That's
me.
the
The oxen,
question.
do they have names, or should we provide them?
They are a beast of burden, and it's up to you to name them.
Very well. I will
Uh,
think of names now, unless
they
anyone
may have
else
had
has
names,
ideas.
but I don't know.
Lucy might have names. She might want to name them.
Yes, child,
Yeah.
would you like to name oxen?
Well, I have to meet them first, but I think that.
Of course.
Yeah, no, of course I want to name the oxen. I'm 10.
Very good.
Cool.
I suspect one of our free oxen should be named Ollie.
Hmm.
The oxen who is free. Onward.
We take this game real seriously.
What a
guys.
nightmare. All right, so
This is his last word.
I
I suspect.
Yeah. So she walks you to the front door. You've got your packs and everything, and outside is a very nice covered kind of wagon that is sort of follows the look of the church in that it seems to be made out of seamless wood that's formed into this
Cool.
kind of sort of oniony shaped carriage. It's big. It's pretty big. It's got 4 large wheels. There's a room up front for 2 people to sit. It seems very sturdy, and the oxen are big. They seem bigger than you would normally expect. One of them looks exactly like Theseus, but it's up to you to tell him that. Theseus, they don't. They just look like 2 beasts of burden.
Yeah, of course.
He's standing like right beside it too.
Yeah,
Just like, I don't know.
yeah, and the oxen starts doing that too.
Well, we should be going.
Yeah.
Well, Lucy, what do you think? Theseus 2? Is that thing?
Theseus, do you have a middle name?
Oh gosh, I do too.
Let me look it up in my papers.
We've received a
My
lot of
birth
pen
certificate.
injuries. You'll have to give him a moment.
Odysseus. Why? I'm named after an ancestor.
Right. Well, I think maybe we can call one of them Odysseus.
No.
So this is Odysseus, and this is Ollie, which I think is a good enough name.
Good job, kid.
Yeah.
That's
Ollie and,
acceptable.
Ollie and Odysseus are 2 oxen.
They will live forever.
Jacket.
Yeah.
Even I don't believe that.
Yes, that's true. I was saying that, but it's a lie.
Yeah, it's all right.
I
I've seen a
apologize.
lot of deaths since I've
Start
been
playing
spending time with you.
And you will
So.
see many more. Hopefully not your own.
Well, we should probably mount up. Does anyone know how to?
Before we go,
But wait, there's
more.
more.
No.
we would like to find a store that will sell us a child-sized leather jacket.
I don't want to go to that store. That's a creepy
You can find
store.
leather armor for her.
Will it look like us? She has to match us. It's for our
It's
gang
fine.
jackets.
It's for looks only.
You can find black leather armor, which would look like a vest, and you'd have to find some other way to
Well,
detail
best
it.
to be like the kids' version of our
Yeah,
coat.
yeah. Okay, we'll get that.
Yeah. When you grow up, you get sleeves.
Yeah.
That's a,
Get
Yeah,
the sleeves,
sure.
kid.
Whatever. It costs the same as leather armor, whatever that is.
I don't know. I think it's like 50. I'll look it up later and take it away.
Sure.
does anybody know how to make carriage go.
I am
It-
poor at handling animals. They are afraid of me generally.
It has neither sails nor paddles, and so I know not how to make it move.
Anyone?
Anybody
I
proficient with
let's
land
go. Let's do
vehicles?
this. We will drive the cart. It's gonna go so well.
Sure.
Nobody is proficient with land vehicles, eh?
No.
It hasn't come up.
Cool.
I'm proficient in tool.
You have a background. I gave you a tool proficiency.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right. We got this. Yeah, we got this.
Maybe
we
you
got
guys can
this.
just drive each other. Is that a thing?
Drive each other. You think that we can't do this, Metal Man?
No, of course I do. That was me.
All right, everyone.
Okay.
Which
well,
direction do you think knowledge is?
Thanks very much.
Away from us.
Meaning-
Oh, yeah, she's of course still standing there after
Yeah.
this super long, weird conversation.
Oh, herbalism kit.
You'll find that this carriage will grow you a week's worth of food
I'm
as
sorry,
you
what?
travel, but after,
It's the
It will grow
thing.
food.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
not forever.
Interesting.
no, about a week's worth, and then it will just be a regular carriage.
That's amazing.
Cool.
And I mean, you have to like fruit.
Is there a way to make it like refruit? Can we like water it?
Pollinated.
It's a gift granted by Coralon
Yeah.
and Arborea, being
So
so close
no.
to the gate. If
you
you were
can
to bring
just
it,
say no.
if you were to bring it back here, its powers would replenish.
And
Okay.
let us hope we never do that.
That's rude.
Yes.
She's right there.
Yes.
Thank
Are you within
you
earshot
Thank you
currently?
so
for the
much.
fruit
Yeah, you're having a
Carriage
conversation with
that
her.
we are-
Wagon.
I was just checking.
that
Maybe
we
you
are
stopped
trying
saying
to
anything.
Mytopia.
You can still hear everything we're saying. That's awkward. I apologize.
We're having a conversation.
Yes, I know, but I figured maybe you tuned out, or
I should have.
you should have. Yes,
Let us
but not
go
you.
the direction of knowledge.
Oh
Whichever direct
my
knowledge
God.
is that way.
I really want that shirt. I like that we are driving the fruit carriage to Mytopia specifically.
I am gonna climb into the wagon and then grab one of those wooden goblets, and then I'm going to turn one of my nails into a claw,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna scratch an A into one of the wooden goblets, like on the outside.
Right. Sure.
And then I'm gonna put wine in it and start drinking it.
All right, let's go
Now do the next one.
Alright.
towards knowledge.
We are
which
already
is-
sitting down, like
Yeah.
ready to go. Yeah.
So where are you heading towards? Are you going to take her
No.
advice about going
Okay,
to Sheila?
everybody.
Sure, yeah.
This
Yes.
is where we're going.
Yeah.
So
We
Sheila,
are
what's her
here-
face's realm is there, I think, or there. I can't. It's there. I can't help. you.
Yeah, so let's go there
That's the
then.
direction.
And this is where
But
we
then
are.
after that, I really want to go to Ecstasy. Sorry, it's happening.
I'm totally down for one exit.
The queers are driving the fruit cart, so we're going to Ecstasy. That's all I'm saying.
Fruit cart.
To Mytopia.
To Mytopia!
Yeah, I know. I see what I've created here. Right?
Are we?
This is the world I'm in now.
And so the rest of us are sitting in the cart. I want to sit down and have a conversation with Lucy at like some point as
Sure.
we travel.
Well,
we don't
you
give her
start
the
to take
jacket.
off.
Yeah,
and
we don't give her the jacket yet.
there's a winding path
Surprise.
out of Sylvania, and the forest, though not as lush and full as Arborea's forest, is still pretty dense, and so there's just a little path that you start taking. It's very difficult to see just how far things are. You know, you just right now it feels like it's forest for a little while, and there are animal sounds and that
Is
kind of
everybody
stuff.
thinking about the library?
The what?
Yeah, we gotta think about
Think
library.
about the library.
A library?
No, the library.
Which one?
The one we're going to.
Which one is that?
The Bocup's library.
I was
All-
not
all
there for
of
this
them.
conversation.
All of them, all libraries that ever were libraries.
So think about all libraries.
The concept of library.
Sure.
Very well.
There's some wizard we're gonna go try and see,
I see.
and you can't go there if you know you're going there.
So we are off to see a
The
wizard.
Do you
The
want me to
wonderful
think
wizard of
about
Bokum.
what a library looks on the outside, or what it looks like on the
She
inside?
was very unclear about that.
I think it's
'Cause
the
I can think about
concept
books
of
and shelves,
library.
or I can think about.
Knowledge.
Maybe some of us think about the buildings, and some of us think about, like, the books.
I would like to think about books.
So
but I miss my
Azel
books
is
as
with
well.
you,
Oh yeah.
and he's
Oh,
just
wait,
been
he's still
letting you.
there,
Yeah, of
that's
course,
right.
he's not gonna leave. You guys had some plans
That's
together, so
right.
He was wants to go to the Bokum's. Do you remember why you want to go to Bokum's library?
Because we're looking
Yes.
for the Lapis Observatory.
Wow, no notes.
Good job.
That's fine.
I know you have notes. It's more.
In character, I will probably call it the Lazuli
Well, no, it's
Library.
good that you have notes, but it's impressive that the guy who doesn't take any notes remembered. So, I just didn't think you guys listened.
I feel like I just got shamed for taking notes.
No.
No, I just got
I know I
praised.
don't have to ask you because you are keeping track of the things I say, which is nice.
We're the good kids in the
Yeah,
final
yeah.
class. We're not the
See,
good
what's
kids.
happening
You're
is
not the good
I'm being condescended to,
That's right. Yeah.
and you're
You-
just sort of being
I'm glad that you got
acknowledged.
that.
Yeah.
So,
I'm used to it.
So, Azel has been sitting with you, and he's just kind of like been chuckling to himself as he's listening to you guys talk about. Think about books. And imagine a big book, and and he says, it's not quite as simple. It's not just like wishing your way to different places.
I mean, she just said you gotta think about the library and then you'll get to the library. I'm
Your-
just doing what she
Your
said.
intention matters, but having no information about what Bokum's library looks like means that it's not going to be super helpful. You have a name of a real place, at least according to this map. That's going to help us a lot more. I think that was the main. Yes, and Sheila, the next place, Sheila Pararoyal's realm.
Yeah.
I've heard of this entity. She is courteous, if you are courteous to her.
Oh boy.
Yeah. No, you guys are screwed.
I am very nice.
That's right. And I'm sure she'll think your
As long
magic
as
mouth
people
is
are
super
nice
cool.
to you.
Anyway.
Both ways. Respect's a two-way street.
I think if you're just all screaming books into the void, you're not gonna find the place any easier. So
People keep giving me different advice and I'm getting very confused. Think about books, don't think about
So we
books.
should be thinking about halfling.
Nika, I think
Is what you're saying.
probably a good role for you is whatever the latest plausible advice you've received is, you should act on that.
Is that plausible?
yeah, the
Does
latest
that sound
advice she
smart
has is
to you?
acting on your advice.
You,
I was thinking about books.
You see,
Good
Master,
job.
you've come across, I think, a great puzzle, and if you contemplate it long enough, you will find enlightenment.
Very well. But I thought I was supposed to be thinking about books.
That's what
You know
I'm
what?
saying.
Knock yourselves out. Just do it in your head. We're heading for this halfling god's place. I think is our first stop. Is that?
Yeah.
Sure.
I think it sounds safe. You know what I mean? Never had trouble on a farm with a halfling. So.
No one
Do they
answered me if the
farm?
halfling god was a babe, though.
I can't help you with that. I'm
Everybody's
sorry.
definition of babe is different.
I mean,
That was deep, yo.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
I think you're beautiful.
I mean, I could be wrong about this, but,
Nika.
and again, it may well be that these halflings you keep talking about aren't what I'm visualizing, but don't they all look distinctly like human children? Isn't that
Pretty much with
uncomfortable?
big nasty feet.
I feel like it's rude to refer to them that way. But yes, they're diminutive.
They're easy to spot as they ride around on dinosaurs.
Say what?
Dinosaur.
Dinosaurs, the lizards that the halflings ride around on.
You went
They are terrifying in combat.
I think I heard
Have
stories.
you never seen halflings before?
I
I've
forget
seen
that you're not from
halflings.
around here.
No.
Right. Well, if they're doing that, then we're definitely going there.
Very well. So what would you suggest we think of, if not books or
Dinosaurs?
I don't know much about Bokum, but what I have heard is that he's extremely difficult to get an audience with.
So
I
we should
think
think about him. Think about wizards.
Wait, I thought we were looking for Sheila.
that's fine.
the
Yes,
camera.
I'm not.
I use
We're going to
magic,
get there when we
right?
get there.
Sorry.
That's the way it's going to be. I think.
Magic's different.
I mean more that you need to have a good idea in mind of what you're going to ask this guy when we get there.
Where?
I don't mean, and I'm telling you to not think about traveling anymore. Don't worry about it. We're gonna travel, we're gonna get places.
I mean, aren't we just asking him where this Lazuli Observatory is?
You wanna get all the way there, get an audience with a god of information and only ask him one question?
I have a question for him as well.
Do we need to ask him a question? We've got Frank. Frank has answers.
Who's Frank?
You haven't met Frank?
It just pops up from Mickey's collar or something.
Man, it's been a while since I've done Frank's. Okay, you want to talk to me now?
Hey,
Should
Frank.
we think about books, Frank?
I don't care what you think about.
But like, how do we get where we're going?
I don't know.
They told me to think about books.
Who? I don't know.
I don't know
No
that
one's,
elf lady.
no one's talked to me in days.
Savannah, Frank.
I didn't.
Sorry, buddy.
Where did you go?
I've been orbiting the bird's neck for like,
Really?
yes.
Oh. I apologize. I did not see you there.
You know
That's
how
a
many
lot- it's a lot of
loops?
neck.
It's a spiral around. You know how dizzying it is?
No.
Well, I hope you never do.
I think we hurt Frank's feelings.
You did! I didn't even know I had those.
Would you like a
You
small
learned
hack?
something new!
Yeah, we're teaching you stuff all the time.
I don't like what I learned. Look, you gotta remember that I'm here.
I did!
Just now.
I think I also brought it up last game.
Yeah, it's true.
Frank, Frank, you know things.
Maybe. I don't know what I know anymore.
Frank's
Do,
real
do
salty.
you want to know exponentially more things?
My purpose is to be helpful to you. So if knowing more things is helpful to you, then I guess that's what I want to do.
Well,
But
it seems to me that our destination is the home of some god of knowing things. It seems like that could be your sort of
Do you know about
situation.
Boka, yeah, he runs a library,
Yeah.
and he's really smart, but also kind of a jerk.
Like you?
That's a conversation for another time about who's a jerk in this relationship, I think. Anyway, sorry. His library is at the top of a big staircase, and every few stairs, and these are big stairs, there's like an elemental, and each one has a different challenge.
God.
Is there
Sounds like a lot.
another
of
route?
work.
Are they?
No,
Ah,
you have to prove yourself worthy to be able to get into Bokup's library.
We're probably not worthy.
Is it like questions and junk?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Fighting?
I got like big
Fight
picture
like
overview. I don't really have any specifics.
Alright.
Do you think Bokub likes bagpipes? I cannot speak today. That Stein wine is kicking
I don't
in.
know what a bagpipe is, but if it makes a lot of noise, probably not, because he works in the library.
Oh.
we are definitely getting banned from this place. aren't we?
This is so not good.
I don't know. Maybe you've got enough time to figure it out.
Hmm.
You could ask more questions for me, and I can maybe give you more answers.
Thanks,
don't-
Frank.
Don't for.
Thanks, Frank.
It's my pleasure.
We do appreciate you, buddy.
Hmm.
He's like.
It's just like a skull. It doesn't even have any like real expressions.
Would you like to spiral around someone else for a while,
Please.
Frank?
Oh, Frank. I'm hurt. I'm hurt.
I don't know where it's coming from, but I feel like I need to puke, Ricky. When I'm orbiting your giant head and neck.
But Frank. Alright.
Just for a little
It's
while.
alright,
Who
it's
would you
alright.
like to orbit, Frank?
Doesn't matter.
Pick someone.
You know, I bet you and Lucy over
free,
here
my
would
friend.
have excellent conversations.
Yeah, the kid.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just stack all our NPCs up.
That's not gonna go badly at all.
So Frank starts
It's okay,
orbiting.
you watch Lucy.
Frank
Lucy,
starts
get on his
orbiting
shoulders.
Lucy's head. And Lucy's like watching it kind of go around her head.
You can ask it questions.
Hi, Frank.
PG questions only.
Oh.
Not
I've learned
only
so many
PG
swears.
questions.
So where are you from? And she starts having like this big long conversation, and he starts answering all the questions here and there.
But Lucy, if
Well, I think we have just solved 2 birds with 1 metaphorical stone.
Azel says, "You mean you don't need to talk to the
Interrupted.
kid anymore? Is that what you're
you
saying?"
interrupted me to say that,
Yes.
and I am a void. Lucy, we don't want Frank getting into the wrong hands.
Okay.
So
Keep him.
when anyone else is around,
She says the only way they'll get him for me is if they take my head right off.
oh, that good.
Oh no.
No.
She like scoots over to where Pog is, still kind of like having a little hushed conversation with Frank.
We should buy the child a gorget. Neck armor.
I think
Oh,
we
yeah,
must also
yeah.
continue her training.
Yes.
Yes.
Maybe I should give
Wow.
her javelin back.
I mean,
Theseus is suddenly very invested in the kid's training.
I
Well,
mean,
what are you going to teach me?
I've been wanting to speak to you because every time there's a battle, you are prepared to do your part, which is good and noble.
Right?
But it seems to me like you could use some assistance in that a javelin is just a sharp stick.
Right. But I mean, safety first. It gives me I can stay far away from the things, and you know when I'm up on Bastile's shoulders, I can still attack. You know.
Have you ever heard of dragons?
Unfortunately, I'm very intimately aware of dragons. Why?
Well, as I'm sure we all know, the most noble of dragons is the large blue dragon.
Sure.
Not really.
How would you feel if you, like a noble blue dragon, could breathe lightning?
Could I still do it from Bastile's shoulders?
I don't see why not.
Conductivity.
Right. I'll consider it, I guess.
Next time we are under attack, which seems an inevitability,
Right.
come to me, and I can give you the ability of a dragon.
That sounds real good on paper. So, when the time comes, I'll come and talk to you. Sure.
Good.
And then I will spit lightning.
Correct.
Great.
And this
Does it hurt me?
No. This will mark your passage into adulthood, as you are able to be a full participant in battle.
Okay. Well, I want to help more. I mean, the training is help. I feel like
That's not how I became an adult.
that this is a really bad idea, but
Wise beyond her years.
you know, my parents aren't around, so whatever. We'll try it out.
Excellent. I'm glad you are making such good life choices, Lucy.
So you two are up front.
Yep.
Okay. So can I get perception checks?
Oh no.
Oh god.
Why are we doing this?
Oh wait, my perception's good actually.
Mine is
I
not.
was thinking of my other character.
That's a 6.
Who's actually got the reins?
Oh, I'm playing the bagpipes to motivate
The ox.
the oxen.
Okay.
So I guess
Escape the sound.
20, a natural 20.
Okay.
Amazing.
But Ricky's like sitting like with his foot up and like just chilling.
Are you dancing?
No,
Also,
no.
like,
He's just
like
chilling.
Looney
He's
Reuben.
bobbing his head a little bit.
So up ahead, Ricky, there's actually someone. The path kind of opens up from the woods a little bit, and there's still like trees and things, but it opens up a bit, and there is there's like a very dapperly dressed gentleman standing on the side of the road, and he has like a handkerchief, and he's sort of waving it, and you spotted him like 40 feet, 50 feet away.
Alright.
But it's clearly like this similar, likely well-dressed Ananse, but like really out of place in this like woodsy kind of.
Okay.
And he's just waving a.
I think we've stolen from that guy before.
Probably.
Looks a lot like someone we would steal from.
It does.
I'm just saying. Should we stop? I don't know.
It's in a wagon. You just like go by very slowly.
Oh my god, can we do this dexterity?
We're being
Can
pulled by
we do
oxen,
this?
not horses.
As we go by, I'll also be like, what if
So yeah, he's approaching. You guys can decide what you're doing. Pog, what have you been doing this whole time? Quietly.
Just thinking in the back, right over after Lucy's talk with
No.
Theseus. She comes over to me. I want to undo the crap that I just heard.
Right.
So I'll be explaining to her that she's right to think that that's a terrible idea, and that she's doing great when she's doing. There's no need for her to be more than what she's comfortable with.
I could
how
also
proud I
send
am.
message.
Okay.
Alright.
She's looks pretty disappointed, but understands. Are you taking it? You were asking about the thing that you took. Did you you haven't taken any time with that yet? Okay, cool. Yeah, so he's like 20 feet away now.
Right, so I
You
cast.
can hear him a bit now. He's like, hello.
I cast message to everybody in the back of the car because it's covered, right?
Yeah.
And I say, shut up.
I'm sorry?
Okay.
And then we slow down.
Hello?
Shut up.
I wasn't talking though.
But we don't stop.
He's holding a handkerchief.
You
in his
guys
You
don't.
can't
You were in
see
the
it.
back. You can't. You
Yeah.
haven't noticed him yet.
hand?
We're in a covered wagon.
So we slow down.
You slow down and beside him.
But we don't
Sorry.
stop.
Okay.
I stop playing the bagpipes.
Right.
Can I look in the trees and see if I see if it's an ambush?
Sure. Give me a perception check. So when you say you slow down, you're just drifting slowly past him.
Yes.
Okay. He starts walking. He has to like actively walk slower to not just walk away from him.
16 perception.
There doesn't appear to be anyone in the trees. They're pretty far away. They're sparser and they're far away. You're going out into more open plains.
Okay.
And he says, "Hello, I'm looking for a ride.
Hi, fancy man.
Could you stop?"
No.
Okay.
Why are we slowing down?
Shut up with the message again.
Oh, well, if you're full, I've been out here a very long time, very long time, and I could appreciate a ride.
Can
How-
we hear any of this?
How did you
Yeah.
get here?
Oh, I've been traveling. I was just in
Does
what's
he
the
look?
name of-
Are his clothes all like super clean and everything?
I was just in Faunal, and I found that it was a very boring place. Nothing much going on, mostly animals like badgers and wolves and things. And so I wandered this way, and honestly, I'm just kind of tired of walking.
I am hopping out of the cart at this point, or wagon rather.
Oh, God.
Walking
Okay.
around to where this man is. Greetings, pleased to meet you. I am Bastille.
Metal Man!
Yes,
Oh, you've
That's what
got
it's on their game.
some form of construct with you. That's
indeed so.
fascinating. Well, if there's room for him, I mean, surely there's room for me. I just need. Where are you heading? I mean, maybe I'm going the same way.
Question
Yes.
for the DM.
Oh,
Do his clothes look like dirty at all? Like does he
he
look
looks
like
a little
traveler?
shabby. He doesn't look like he's been rolling in the mud or anything.
Okay.
His shoes are not like traveling shoes, and they're very worn.
Okay. Where are you going?
Well, I was hoping to visit the halflings.
No,
I
this
hear-
is wonderful. He's
I-
going in the same direction as us.
I hear they're
Metal Man!
pastoral.
Yes.
Stop talking!
Why?
I hear the pastoral
Because I'm
lands
asking
are
nicely.
quite beautiful this time of year. I don't know if that's right. You know, I'm still trying to figure this place out.
50 gold.
To ride with you?
50 gold.
Well, I certainly wasn't going to just try and hop in for free.
Gotta pay
100
for
gold.
gas. Ox gas.
Food for the.
Yeah, food.
And when you
Yeah.
say, as you say, food, the wagon actually blooms some
Oh my
fruit.
god.
Right, food.
She's like pushing the fruit back in.
your metal man says that it's all right, and he seems to be the biggest amongst you. Is he your leader?
No.
That's a ridiculous assumption.
Well, I don't know,
Also, are you the biggest amongst us?
No.
but he can see.
Yeah.
It's like we're all over 6 feet except for Ricky. I think about it.
Yeah, I'll wander out at this point and like lean my head around the back of the wagon.
Alright, I stopped the dang wagon.
You have room for another ox in the back of your wagon? That doesn't make any sense.
That is rude, and I would request that you take it.
And
back.
why wouldn't you have the matching set out front? You know, they're
And
clearly
I would
twins.
request
Shut.
that you take it back.
Stop talking.
I was prepared to offer you a spot on our wagon, but if you insist on continuing in your abject rudeness, we will be forced to leave you here.
This one talks, so I see that there's a difference. I will pay you 100 gold. I am not concerned about money.
If he gets in the cart, Metal Man, you better make sure he don't pull no shit.
What's
You
your name?
too, with weapons and the lightning.
I don't have any weapons. I
With
mean,
the lightning and the.
what's your name?
My name is Wyatt Wallace.
And where do you hail
That's
from?
a weird name.
What's your name?
Nika.
I stand corrected. I come from many places.
No.
This is the most
You come from
complicated
Loveplace.
ride I've ever had to ask for. I'm on the side of the road. I'm willing to pay 100 gold pieces. I'll sit quietly
Alright,
until we're into
get
some
in.
sort of civilized place.
Yes, get in. Third.
I haven't asked any questions from
If you
you.
murder us, I'm gonna be real mad.
There's 6 of you. What have you murdered me?
What if we do? What's it to you?
What,
Your middleman is sending me mixed signals.
What is your typical diet consist of?
Oh goodness, let the man on the cart. We can grill him once he's on.
Do you want to know what color underwear I'm wearing? Do you want to know?
Do you like the sound of the bagpipes?
I am not upset by the bagpipes.
Can I see if he's lying about all this stuff?
About the bagpipes?
I know everything.
You gotta give me some specific stuff.
More like
lying about the bagpipes.
no, like if he's just traveling. He said he was exploring.
He said he was traveling.
Just traveling.
Just traveling around.
You know, it seems
Just
to
like
me
you guys are.
like as we wander a literal infinite non-space that we would do well to be friendly to the strange man on the road.
But like we already got the other dude, and we got the girl, and
You
like
talking about me? I'm the
this-
other dude?
this,
Hazel says.
this is like it's like a thing. We're a weird group.
It's fine. Just
I
I'm
have-
weird. I can be weird.
You're already weird.
Right, so I'd fit right in. I don't know why this is so complicated, and he is slowly inching towards Bastille as he goes. He has like a walking cane kind of thing, and he's got like a coat that is like he's wearing kind of black suit but a red vest, and he has like a black coat that's hanging over one arm, and he's just kind of like inching closer to where Bastille is.
If he actually looks like he's using the cane as a cane, I'll proffer my arm, like my elbow.
No, he's actually holding the cane.
He's
Like he's holding it up like this, and
okay.
he's got
Just a fancy boy?
yes, of which you are very familiar.
I don't like this guy.
let's just go.
I just
Fine.
if
Get in the cart. But if you murder us, I'm gonna kill you.
what am I going to murder you with?
I don't know what you got in that weird fucking suit thing.
I have 100 gold. I'm going to pay you.
Well, I don't care
Yeah,
about
that's
that.
excellent. I'll take that.
I think that
Let's just get in the dang car before we change our minds.
Start moving it.
All right, I start going slowly.
he easily catches up and hops into the back and sits down beside Lucy and Pug. Hello,
Hi.
Wyatt Wallace.
Is he human?
My name's
Yep.
Hog, and this is Lucy. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I appreciate the ride.
Oh, are you joining us on our trip?
Well, it's better than the on foot that I was doing.
Oh, right. Yes.
Where are you headed?
I want to meet the halflings.
Oh, that's where we're off to.
Really?
What brings you to the Halflings?
I just hear that their farms are just beautiful,
People ain't know how
and
to
it
deal
seems
with
like they know how to
strangers.
rest, and I need a
I'm
rest.
sorry, I didn't catch that.
They seem to know how to rest.
Oh,
Yes.
are you a traveler?
Yes, that's I guess the best description. A wanderer more.
And where are you coming from? What's your most recent journey?
Well, I was in Faunal. It's lovely in an overgrown kind of way.
Funnel. I can't say I've ever been there. I'm new to these parts.
It's a gate. I think it's the gateway to the Beastlands, but I couldn't have found my way there. All it was just wilderness, and I thought I'm looking for something a little more civilized.
Oh,
You and me both.
You look like a man of means.
I once was.
Well, maybe we'll have stories to tell. I don't know. What's your name?
Nonce.
Wyatt. Okay.
well, why?
Good.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too. You don't seem to be as scared of me as your friends are in the front.
Y'all are too trusting. I yell back into the cart.
Have you been betrayed a lot?
Are you talking to me?
Well, I'm talking to the people in the back of the wagon with me.
I mean,
Is there a frog caught on your throat, middleman?
Bastille, you can speak.
Oh, thank you. Wonderful.
Oh,
Shut
right.
up.
I was wondering what Jordan was wondering what you were doing.
Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan was confused as hell. Yes, have you been betrayed a lot? I feel like...
A regular amount.
By who?
Well,
The
let's see.
fabric of reality itself, for one.
Well, I can hardly be blamed for that.
Like a robot.
I mean, I had no intent to blame you.
Just says
May
everything.
I ask where you come from in the first place? Call
Well-
it abject curiosity.
I come from far away. I've been traveling a long time. And it's sad to say that I've forgotten where I'm from.
Hmm.
That's weird.
Got it.
Can we hear all this going on?
Yeah, it's quiet, but you can hear it.
Have you attempted to return to whence you came, but have just not been able to remember?
100 years ago, I tried to get back, but then since then I've forgotten that.
I see. You are long-lived for...
A human? He looks like a human?
Human, yes.
Middle-aged? I guess so. I really don't know anymore.
Hmm.
Can I tell if he's lying about that, but if he doesn't know?
You can give me an insight check?
You're in the front. Keep in mind.
Yeah, but Jordan said we here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you hear a little bit.
Canvas.
19 plus 8. I can't even count that high.
27.
He believes that it's true.
Yeah.
This could be some kind of madness or something that makes him think he's been wandering for a long time. You don't know, but he believes it. Anyway, I'm
So,
glad to have company.
Are you alone?
He kind of looks to his left and right.
Not anymore.
No one is expecting you.
Oh no.
Ananse. No.
I feel as though I had a family once, but
But no more, you don't.
Ananse.
it would be overly optimistic to assume that they all lived as long as me.
So if you were to disappear suddenly, no one would know the difference.
Help!
For once, I do not disagree.
How old does he look?
40 something.
Yeah.
Real thin. Not a lot of meat
Not
on the
much
bones.
meat.
Say, I wouldn't know of any gods that are humans that just sort of wander around not knowing who they are. Just out of curiosity.
There's none in the Dragonlance world,
Okay.
so.
So, no.
Cool.
I would like to send a message to Lucy.
Okay. She's sitting in the back.
So I cast message, and I say, "Hey Lucy, remember how we taught you to take stuff? She was so bad at it.
Yeah.
Has he got anything cool?
Just old person stuff.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Doesn't even have a backpack.
That's weird.
Oh,
Never mind then.
why? It seems like there's much that you don't recall.
It's already-
We are ultimately
No.
going
Wait,
to
you-
a place that knows everything.
But you don't
Maybe
hear
you'd be
with
interested in
message,
coming
like,
along.
so you don't, I don't hear her yet.
I mean,
We also don't hear me with
if
your
this place
point
contains
message, like,
everything, then maybe
you
it's
can
got
say
what I
anything,
forgot.
but you can't hear
It
what
seems
I'm
plausible. I mean, I
Right.
don't actually know. I'm just guessing as much as anyone else is.
Well, until I apparently inevitably murder you all, I will be happy to stay with you for as long as you'll have me.
I recognize that as a joke. Because there's only one of you and you're much smaller than us. Yes, you could not murder us.
That's right, and I have no interest in doing so either.
Wonderful. I do not
The
wish to murder you
feeling
either.
is mutual.
He wants to make an insight.
Insight check!
You can roll a deception for me. If you want.
Okay.
Are you trying to though?
Yeah. He's gonna be a little gamey, but
Gamey old human.
well, he's walked a lot, so I'm sure it's stringy. 17.
Well, good. I felt like you and I got off on the wrong foot, even though I feel like we may have the most similarities. But, good. Yes, I try to be helpful. I am woefully underskilled at combat, but I definitely am good at staying out of the way.
It is good you met us then. We have many skills in the form of combat.
Good.
Hand to hand, ranged. Yes?
Few in the skills of staying out of the way.
No, definitely not.
It seems like there could be something complementary here.
That's right. I can get just right out of the way. Just no situation is un-out of the wayable.
Very good.
Excellent.
I like to
Because
observe.
There's no situation in which we cannot be in the way.
Well, you will have much to observe in our company.
Good.
We seem to get in a
Great.
wide variety of trouble through no fault of our own.
He reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a notepad. And he's like, maybe I'll learn some things on the way.
And literate. Wonderful.
Oh, of course. I mean, you're all literate, right? Of course, they all read, right? Right?
I
I
think
wouldn't
I can.
make any assumptions.
Well, I mean, the hobgoblin. Can you
Well,
read?
no, not him. I mean,
I don't know if Frankie can read.
Sorry, you have to speak up.
You're not so dumb that you can't read.
I don't know why that would be relevant.
Just, we're making conversation.
Yeah.
What if I need to hand you a note? What if I'm out of the way, but then I need to hand you a note?
Why don't we just
No.
chat it out?
But I mean, in a fight or something.
You have to read a little bit.
Just tell me. It'd be weird for you to pass me a note during a fight.
Yes, that is unusual.
Well, maybe subterfuge is needed.
It's good.
It's fine. It's fine. You'll come to understand my tactics.
We all have different skills. I think we all are sort of.
Yes, it's fine. It's fine. You'll come to understand my skills in time.
On that note, I'm like, I'm bored, and I hit my club on the thing. And he's like, suck it.
The wagon is now kind of getting out into the open, and you can actually see the base of the infinite tower a little bit now.
Just like, what?
I'm trying to remember, what did they say about Sheila exactly?
No one said she was Beyblade.
She's a halfling goddess, and she is the goddess of fertility and
If you're
farms
nice
and
to her, she's nice to
plants
you.
and
Something like that.
agriculture.
Okay. I'm going to spend my time thinking about superimposing how the elves treated the hobgoblins and me in Sylvania, and like onto like people like these. You know what I mean? I'm gonna imagine that it's like a similar scenario where like it's the opposite. You know what I mean? Like whereas like Sylvania, like the elves were in the position of power keeping people out. I'm assuming that the halflings are probably in like a different, like in the opposite position.
Where they like bring people in.
Well, no, they're worried about people like coming in and judging them. You know what I mean? Instead of judging those that come. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah.
You're making that assumption. You mean?
Yeah,
about?
and that's what I'm thinking is imagining that that's probably what the biggest problem is.
Welcome to my realm. Don't look at me.
Yeah. Okay. Can I get? You two are the only two outside of the things, right? Okay. So perception checks again from you guys, please.
I'm so bad at
Because we can see
Yeah, I
out the
think
back
it's like
of
more
the wagon.
That
That's-
is a 3.
You know what I mean? Like think about like
13.
14?
13.
13.
Well, no, for like plays. Like, instead of like
Your
imagining
eye
a physical
is
place,
there's
I'd
something
add motivation for
along
people
the
that
side of the
are-
tower, the big infinite tower that Sigil, pardon me, floats on top of, catches your eye. Somewhere, something apparates, and it seems very just like a speck, but you know that it must be pretty big to be able to see it from where you are.
Yeah.
And it just starts to fall, like it just apparates out of nowhere. And it starts to fall, and it's way in the distance, like
Yeah.
way in the distance. But you see it, and as long as you keep your eyes on it, it forever falls
What?
because it's an
Oh,
infinitely
it's all
tall
crazy.
tower. That's right.
Blank.
But yeah, as you look away and look back, you see it kind of impact at the base of the tower, and then there's like dust being kicked up.
Thanks for looking away.
And it's far, far away, but you hear it. You hear that impact.
Oh.
Yeah. It's still, again, little sound, but
Yeah.
it's amazing that you can hear anything at that distance. So.
Did you see that?
What?
There was another portal thing. Over by the big
Like the
weird
one
thing.
we went through between Arborea
Yeah,
and
where people were dropping out of the sky.
oh, that kind of portal.
Yeah.
Oh. Are you sure? I mean, I didn't see anything.
It seemed like. Did it seem like that?
Yeah, it seemed you didn't really see a portal open, but you just saw it appear out of nowhere.
Did portals open for us when we fell? Because I saw them other people fall.
Yeah, they were coming out of. They seemed to be coming out of something.
Okay.
This thing, I mean, maybe it's just that it was small or far away or whatever, or you
Yeah.
didn't catch it, but it just sort of appeared out of nowhere.
Okay.
And then the impact, and if you point it out to Nika, Nika sees sort of the pile, the dust
Oh.
that's being kicked up.
Should we go look?
It seems like it's 1,000 miles away, like just super far.
But I don't think we can make it there.
Okay.
Hey guys, there was another person something that fell from the sky.
Did they survive?
Probably
I
not.
don't think so. Nothing moved after the dust.
As the dust takes a long time to settle, and you can't really.
It was big,
It was real far away.
big and heavy.
I suspect this is further signs of the end of days.
What's happening?
Not much.
The
Nothing.
apocalypse,
Don't worry about it.
apparently.
Huh.
We're like so ominous.
Have you
Alright.
ever fallen out of the
Yes.
sky? Weird stranger in my cart?
Have I ever fallen out of the sky? No.
Well, then this does not concern you.
Okay.
So, Wyatt, we have reason to believe that all that exists, that ever has existed or ever will exist, is in the process of being unmade by a malicious divine spider.
I am. I'm not worried about that. I have this just sense that there are people that are going to solve that problem.
Yes, it is us.
Oh, well, I'm thinking of different people, I think, but if you're already helping too, then that's great.
Can you introduce us to these other people? Perhaps we could join forces.
This is a vague memory I'm drawing upon. I just have this sense. I mean, maybe you are the people, but I don't recognize you.
I do not recognize you either,
I
except
mean-
from
Why
before
would you
when we
know the
met.
people?
Hmm?
Why would you know the people?
I just remember knowing that someone was keeping the universe safe.
You're very vague and not helpful.
Would that someone be, for example, just at random, a giant minotaur who's the red of blood?
My memories are too hazy to be that specific.
I feel like that's something you would remember.
Yes, I agree.
Well, perhaps your memory will return in time.
Did
Since we
someone-
are traveling the same way, there's plenty of opportunity for you to recall these events and help us in our journey.
Well, I haven't done it in 100 years, but maybe in
Maybe
the
this is
next
the one.
100, yes.
As Bastille has a point. As we all know, memories tend to become stronger and more well established over time and with age.
It's not
That is
something
how
I
memory
would.
works for me.
Ricky, you can't keep your eyes off that spot because it just was so strange.
Yeah.
And as you start pulling out into the open, and you look ahead and you can see kind of some rolling hills. It's hard to tell how far away they really are, but you see some rolling hills of what look like farmland. But your eyes keep going back to that spot, and the dust is just settling, and there is suddenly like the silhouette, just not very big, just far away at the base of the tower. The silhouette of something vaguely. It has kind of the countenance of Bastille in the sense that it's kind of like a stiff-looking humanoid figure. It seems to have no head.
Okay.
But can I just get an insight check?
What I'm hearing is we've got a body for Frank.
A tiny skull head.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be too small.
Oh, that's
You're
good.
not small, you're just far away.
13 plus 8. 13 plus 8.
21.
Yes, that's true.
You get the sense that it's. You can't see eyeballs. You don't even know if what you're seeing is what you're seeing, but you have this sense that it's looking at you, like you guys. And we're gonna leave it there for the break. Stay tuned after the break for an announcement about a new show. But right now we're gonna take a 10-minute breather, and then we'll tell you about the new show, and then we'll be back to the game. So
Bathroom break.
see you. Yes, hooray for bathroom breaks. We'll see you in 10. All right, welcome back. Episode 10 of Lost on the Great Road will continue in just a second. I just have an announcement to make about a new show that's starting this Saturday. Alicia and I have been working hard on a new D&D stream show called Cold Iron. It's a Western-inspired D&D campaign that actually is 2 separate campaigns that will overlap. So Alicia's campaign starts on Saturday. Mine will start on the Saturday after, and then we're going to be alternating back and forth, and hither and to, and then
That's how we talk.
yeah.
Talk in our world. Yeah.
Yep. The premise is that my group is playing in a game, Cold Iron, a train called Progress, and it's like the tropes of the Western of the train traveling into unknown territories and trying to either establish a foothold or make friends or enemies or whatever. And then Alicia's campaign, which is called A Town Called Winter Oak, is going to be about the people who already live in this wilderness that the train is traveling into. And then our hope for it is that the 2 groups will overlap and they will mix and match and they'll butt heads and then become friends or whatever. It's a big experiment. Or murder each other.
Yeah, this could all be done.
Yeah,
in
it could. Yeah,
6
it could be.
months.
It could be a 2-parter. We don't know.
Yeah.
But we're excited for it. It's also all our players are women or non-binary folk. We wanted to try and give a space for those folk to play, and it's going to be really good. We've been actually working really hard on it, and so if you can,
As opposed to this.
as
We
opposed to
don't
this,
take
which is
seriously
just
at all.
like
Actually.
flying by the seat of my pants. Like these are my notes. So
There's
that's a
nothing
joke.
written
Yeah,
there.
that's a joke. This is a piece of paper that I just got from the.
Kill players.
Yeah. Oh, shoot.
Everyone
Yeah.
must die.
Yeah. So it starts on this Saturday. It's 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please tune in. It will be hosting on this channel, but also on its own kind of Twitch channel called Iron and Ice. So all the details. There should be a little banner moving by in the beneath the picture of our players. So all the information's there. Anyway, it'd be really great if you tuned in.
You just broke
It
the
is.
banner.
It is.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, I
right
see, yeah.
underneath you. Yeah.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
kinda, hopefully.
I thought you were like doing the wrap it up thing, and I was
No.
like, no, that's up to me,
Down
man.
here.
I'm like, I don't really know what I'm pointing at, but hopefully there's a banner right here.
I don't know why we keep pointing at Theseus' crotch, but it's the name. It's the name of the episode now.
Please
All right.
no.
Theseus' crash.
Okay, so yeah, please tune in. It's gonna be good, and we'll have more details coming out of it out for it soon. So now we'll get back into Lost on the Great Road. Right, Ricky, you just
Oh yeah.
saw that this thing kind of
And don't tell anyone and wait till we all die.
5,
And
4,
done.
3, 2, 1.
Do you see that, Mika?
Do I see it? Do I
Give
feel
me
it?
a perception roll.
God, why does it have to be perception?
Well, it's hard to
That's
see.
the stat you use to see stuff.
Oh! 18. That's
Yeah.
my first good roll of the day.
You're not exactly sure why she cares about this, but you do see the vague shape of a 2-legged, 2-limbed humanoid being with no head,
Yeah.
but like distant speck.
Do you feel like it's like staring at us?
Do I feel that?
Yeah.
It's just like a shadow.
No. But I mean, like,
It's just like
I-
staring at it.
I trust. I trust you. You got good instincts. If you feel like it's staring, I mean, you're good with people, so it must be
Hey,
staring.
Bastille.
Yes.
Is there like a little window here?
You haven't asked about the cart at all, but it's actually fairly open.
So it's got like the crack.
Yeah, it's
crack.
like the tree is like
Yeah.
not tightly woven, and
Okay.
there's some loose kind of windows you can see out of.
Yes.
do you see that down there?
Definitely. Can I roll for perception?
May I
Ask
ask
every single person.
quick question, Jordan.
Mhm.
Do navigator's tools include a spyglass? It's like for being a ship's navigator.
I think
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Cool.
Is there a sextant?
Yes.
There's definitely a sextant, yeah. What's your perception roll?
I got an 18.
Yeah, you see what with Ricky's description, you see what You don't feel like it's looking at you. You can't even tell if it's an actual person or not.
Is it one of you guys?
I cannot tell from this distance, but we can certainly approach it and ask.
When it fell, it kind of made like a heavy clunk, like
That sounds like one
I've
of us.
heard you make sounds like
I
that.
often make a clunk. I'm not proud of it, but it happens.
It's okay. We love you for who you are.
Thank you.
Can I also take a look? Like,
At this point, enough people are like staring that any one of you can take a
Everyone's
peek at.
crowded up at the beginning of the cart.
Yeah, and like Lucy squeezes up amongst you to try and see, and she's peeking out, and Wyatt is. He's sitting back watching and seems to be taking some notes into his notebook.
So
He's watching you.
So I know the priest of Corellian told us that the closer we got to the spire, the stranger things would get, but
Right.
I think we should go to the strange thing.
I agree.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Why would it fall from a portal and look right at us?
Why did we fall from a portal?
But we didn't look at.
But we looked at them.
I looked at a rat in a garbage can.
I mean,
But
you did all
it's
look
been
at
like,
me.
It's like staring at us. It's like staring the whole time.
You feel like
It's
there.
more of a feeling,
Yeah.
an ominous feeling, but you
Look, it doesn't.
admit that it seems crazy because when you look at it, like
It's a tiny little.
yeah,
It doesn't have a head.
it hasn't. Yeah, it's got nothing.
You know when something bad happens and you get this feeling in your guts.
Like you want to punch it?
That like it's not good.
Yes, being awake.
Bad.
Oh, there's more. I'm basically always ready for battle. That is my purpose. So usually that entails some sort of violence or horrible event. As such, I am in a constant state of fear.
Wow, that's a lot of baggage right now.
I feel like
It's a lot of.
I don't know how to respond to that.
Very well, most people do not. That's why I don't normally mention it.
I'm
Bless
sorry.
you.
I'm
Have
glad
I
that you
mentioned
did.
recently how much I enjoy your company?
No, but please do.
I greatly enjoy your company.
Thank you. I enjoy yours as well. I should probably say that. It's the polite thing to do.
Well, okay. Well, we can have a heart-to-heart after. But this thing, it's got that bad feeling that something bad.
But maybe it needs help.
It might need help putting its head back on.
It does seem to have no head.
I think that's for the best right now. But whatever, it's fine. It's cool. Whatever.
I mean, you're driving. You take us where you want. You're in control, man.
I do not go towards the thing, but carry on.
Okay. You carry on for a few more hours, and something resembling evening starts to fall across this part of the Outlands, and you're kind of out of the wooded area now, but there is still like a low kind of shrubs and scrubland kind of thing, and there are some rolling hills. They seem to stay the same distance away right now as you
Literally
travel.
rolling hills.
Yeah, they're rolling away from you. Might be a good time to make camp.
I suggest we make camp.
I had the same thought.
Is the thing still there? Can I see it?
It is almost as though
Give me a perception roll.
we received this suggestion from
A celestial
beyond the
message.
world.
10.
You can't spot it now that it's darker. It's hard to see.
I still have the ominous feeling. Ricky's.
Yeah, that
pretty
doesn't go.
freaked out,
That's
yeah.
not going away.
I think given the apocalyptic signs at an infinite distance, we should make sure to keep watch.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Middleman doesn't sleep.
I need a period of rest, but I can certainly keep watch.
Do you need rest? I'm very confused.
Strangely, yes.
But you remain aware, well
I
rested.
remain somewhat aware, but I also need rest.
You are very intriguing.
Excellent. You can take all of the watches.
Well, very well.
Are you afraid at night when you are alone and awake and the rest of us are sleeping?
Oh yes, it's harder to see things at night, and they can sneak up on us and kill us. So I'm at my most alert. Internally, I scream.
So
As do we all.
what's the plan for your camping?
Is there anything like resembling?
Mustache and eyebrows.
Is there anything resembling a camp, like anything like a windbreak or anything, like
Maybe
rocks
just the cart.
or- Yeah, I know we could use the cart, but like just to have like a. Defensive
Yeah,
perimeter
there are
sort
some
of.
there are some groups of stone, like big, large stones that you could maybe.
The ox would really like to stab.
Yeah, you can. You could probably camp behind that without a
Is that
problem.
also the sound you make?
Yeah, dude, go. Yeah.
Are we actually don't know, I guess, if that was the ox or.
Yeah, we don't know.
Something else, yeah.
Well, we'll circle the wagon.
Do your poops look like their poops? That's another question. Does Ricky's poops look like bird poops?
Just a little bullets.
So like, no, there's like a green circle and a white in the middle.
Well, we made it to episode 10, folks, and I
And
think
done.
that this is a good
The end.
time to say goodnight to Lost on the Great Road.
These mysteries and more.
Yeah.
These people are never found.
Yeah. So yeah, you see like a kind of rocky outcropping that seems like it might be safe enough. You'd be able. It's not super windy or anything, but you can, be able to make a campfire there and not be easily seen. And
Yeah, good, yeah.
so that's what you do. Someone sets up a campfire.
Yeah.
While they're setting up the campfire, I would like to.
Eat another squirrel.
Are we so like we're like in a wooded area?
You just left kind of a wooded area. It's more like the plains now.
Okay. Like, has there been like much wildlife?
You've heard little bits of wildlife here and there, birds and things.
Yeah. Okay, I'd like to go out hunting.
Ruin another animal's life.
No, I just want this one. I'm just gonna kill with
You're
this
just gonna
thing
end
to
it.
Okay.
How kind.
But I'm gonna
No, that
I'm
is
gonna
a
use
kindness.
conjure animals.
Okay.
To
So you're not gonna
That's
leave?
cheating.
Just be like, come here.
I'm gonna use
You're
I'm
sorry.
gonna cast conjure
You're sorry.
animals,
Okay.
and I'm going to conjure 8 wolf spiders, giant wolf spiders.
Oh my god.
And
Wait. So where is this happening?
Yeah, are you telling us about this? Are you doing it here? What's the...
That's Sarah, did you say that?
Yeah, sure.
Well, when we start talking about like dividing and conquering like responsibilities, I'll let everybody know that I'll take care of the food.
How big are these spiders?
The
But,
giant
like,
wolf spiders.
You
giant.
know, we got a fruit cart, right?
I'm aware.
Okay.
Doesn't quite satisfy the need I'm looking for.
That's fair.
Yeah, so I'll summon like the eight wolf
In
spiders.
full view of everyone. Is that what you're saying? You need to give some context to where this is happening.
Yeah.
Are you wandering away first?
What? Well, I guess. Well, yeah. As I'm like walking out, I will. I'll summon the.
Bunch of spiders just start appearing around you. Giant
Is
spiders.
there like a verbal component where you just walk off and we hear, Spiders, I summon you!
I
Spider
mean, there's some kind
time!
of
Spider
hand
time!
wave or something like that. But yeah, they can't go more than 60 feet away from me. But I'm gonna kind of like position them in front of me, like just spaced out as far as I can, to kind of like sweep the plains that I'm walking across.
Okay.
Yeah.
To hunt for you. Is that
Yeah,
the
to,
idea?
to hunt
Okay.
like anything that is smaller than them to try.
Sure. You fan out your hands, and where your hands point, the sprouting up from almost nowhere are these large wolf spiders.
Yeah, I like to summon them like burrowing out of the ground.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And you just casually start walking out into the plains with your 8 wolf spiders.
Yeah.
Okay.
My children.
How does everyone feel about this?
So we can see this then.
He's not trying to hide it. The sound of the first one burrowing up would get your attention.
Does
Then you
anybody else
realize-
feel like that guy really likes spiders?
Well, at the very least, the spiders like him.
I mean, we all have our thing.
What's your thing?
Lightning.
What's my thing?
Fair. Stealing.
Being a bird.
Being a steely bird, I like it.
What's your thing, Pog?
Finding my way home.
Oh.
Way to bring the mood down.
No, it's not. We're trashing
You
it.
We are
wish.
your home. Sorry about that.
It's at this time that you realize that Lucy is not around,
Eaten by a spider. Well,
and
we
Wyatt's
tried.
Wyatt's not around either. And
And I can't make
Oh.
any
Uh,
perception check or anything.
Why? It's
well, I
not
mean, you're
around?
just like you sort of sitting around setting up camp and getting started, and she isn't with you. You don't know. Maybe it's been like 2 minutes, but she's not around anymore.
Okay, I'm gonna.
And Wyatt has not been helping. It looks like he didn't leave the wagon. So
Is he in the wagon?
yeah. Well, it's the last time you saw him.
Can I go look in the wagon and see if he's still there?
Yeah.
Is he still there?
He is.
Is Lucy
Is
also
Lucy
there?
in there?
Lucy is sitting across from him, and they seem to be having a conversation that you interrupt as you walk up.
What are they talking about?
He turns to you and he says, "Oh, sorry, do you need help?
I don't like that you're talking to the kid.
Why?
I
What
don't
have I
trust you.
done? What have I done to you?
Mika,
You're like that.
What? Well dressed.
Stinky human.
I'm well dressed. Is it the cane that puts you off?
In my experience, people who are well dressed are not nice people.
Right, okay. Well, I'm nice people. I'm sorry to disappoint you. And Lucy says, yeah, he's just telling me about his journeys and stuff, and he was showing me his notes.
Maybe you should go hang out with Pog.
Pog doesn't seem to be in a good mood right now.
Yeah, but he loves you. Go play with your
Yeah. The Beatles.
don't. The Beatles.
Yeah.
The robot Beatles.
She looks over to Wyatt and says, Wyatt, do you want to see the Beatles fight? And he says, I suppose. Maybe I can help set up a tent or something. I'm not super familiar with it, but... And she kind of like grabs him by the hand and leads him out of the wagon. And they both go looking for Pog. And Wyatt...
I watched them the whole time.
Wyatt kind of follows along quizzically and then
Exactly.
says
No,
to,
I got the club like just swinging it.
Wyatt says, well, old Bean, it seems that you have some beetles that fight each other?
Oh, Terry. Yes. Yes. I've got,
No, my name's Wyatt.
Hilarious.
no, the Beatles' name is Terry and
How
And
pedestrian.
Larry.
Larry.
Oh, even more pedestrian. Terry and Larry are the name of your fighting beetles?
Well, in fairness, Lucy named them, and I thought they were quite great names, actually.
Oh, well, of course. If Lucy named them, then they're the best names.
And they put on quite a show, Lucy. Should we show them?
Do they rip each other apart?
That's why it's called Terry.
Oh, I see. Good one.
Yeah.
Robot Man knows puns.
So I'll pull out Terry and put Terry on the ground,
Mm-hmm.
and Lucy can play with Terry and Larry for Walter, and I'll let her do the show.
Wyatt. My name's Wyatt.
Sorry.
Well, but he had two names, right? He had, like, was it
Wyatt
Walter
Wallace.
Wyatt Wallace, yeah.
Wallace.
Walter White.
Wyatt
You kind of imagine. I imagine you kind of crouch down to have the Beatles fight, but he kind of
Over her
stands.
shoulder.
Yeah, he kind of stands with the cane, like his cane leaning on it, and is just sort of watching. He's like, huh. They don't really tear each other apart, do they? They just kind of knock each other over.
They sure put on quite a show, though, don't they?
Yes, sure. They're amazing.
I say, Lucy, why don't you run along and help the others with setting up the tent?
How come no one wants to hang out with me? Everyone's telling me to run off in one direction. I come over to you, and you're like, maybe I should run off in a different direction.
Well, you're
What did I do? Is it because I both agreed and didn't agree to spit lightning all over the place, or
Lucy.
I'm still trying to figure out what the right thing to do is.
You know what, Lucy? What would you like to do right now?
I don't know. I want to fight.
Well, let's
I want
let's
to. I
have
want
at
to learn
it.
how to stick something into someone.
Let's have at it with Terry and Larry.
No, these are toys. And she runs off to wherever Anika is. Oh, you're having trouble controlling your daughter there.
She's not like
I didn't really think she was your daughter,
Walter.
right? That's not my. That's Wyatt. Now I'm answering to it, and that's
Used to be Lucinda.
what can I do for you? I appreciate you allowing me to stay with you for a
and
time.
That's absolutely no bother, and we're happy to have the company along as we travel to a common destination. I just can't help but wonder what brought you to the side of the road where we found you.
I was making my way through the woods from Fawnal in order to, but I have to admit I got lost. I felt like I'd been walking in the woods for days.
And yeah, I don't see a pack on you, or
I haven't had to eat in some time.
how does that work?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Seems very unusual. I guess, you know, it's whenever somebody new comes along, it's your natural instinct is to be protective, and so I think that's some of the things that you're experiencing right now. Is there seems to be a lot of questions, and
I can understand a strange man standing on the side of the road in the woods, and then he says he doesn't remember where he came from. Trust me, I've been in this situation hundreds of times before, but it's the situation I have.
I just wanted to help you understand from our vantage point, maybe why things are a little bit different or tense, or there's some unusual reactions to your presence, and the more you can try and contribute to the group and help set up camp and the like, I think the easier the transition will be as we move forward to our common destination.
Well, I mean, I befriended the child. That seems to be something that's good to do, right?
It was good chatting with you, Walter.
Slices his neck.
Is it, can I give you this? And he hands over, like, the pouch, the gold. I realize I haven't paid anyone yet.
There's no need.
Please.
I just pass it back and walk off.
Okay.
Is there any chance any of us overhear this interaction?
You can give me perception checks if you want. Anyone who cares.
So.
I'm gonna do something else.
Yeah, Lucy's got her
it's
dagger out.
Oh yeah, but I'm not
17.
doing a fight with weapons. We're doing more bar brawling things.
Right, okay.
Like
Fists up, that
fists,
kind of thing.
ducking, improvised weapons.
Yeah, Ricky gave her that dagger before.
Yeah. And she was like coming over to you guys, like swinging it like this.
Ricky's. I'm gonna be doing something else. You did your roll right?
I rolled a 17.
Yeah, you saw Wyatt push a bag into Pog's hands, and then he pushed it back.
Great. I'll walk over and throw my arm around his shoulder, just like a little tube. And, yeah. But that's. I mean, I'll make sure. You just I'll make sure that it gets.
He goes to reach for it again, and he says, I can't seem to find it. Oh no.
Can
It
I
seems
roll
like
insight, please?
It seems like you snooze and then you lose kind of situation there.
Could I roll my insight to see if I think he is full
Sure.
of shit?
Well, no, you don't need to roll.
No, he's full of shit.
I'm sorry. Maybe, if our relationship continues, the bag will turn up. But your hobgoblin friend said that I didn't need to, and
Yes,
that
but
was
he
reciprocated
doesn't-
by your metal man, and so I think, for now, my aid is enough. And he goes over and starts helping set up tents and stoke the fire and that kind of thing. And you were, like, doing fisticuffs with Lucy.
Yeah.
Cool. You have, like, something over your hands?
Oh no, she
Punching
can just punch my
Punch, yeah,
hands.
of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's your meat mitts.
So you guys are sparring, kind of thing?
Yeah.
And what were you doing?
Is there trees around?
They're kind of spread out pretty
It's like,
far.
oh, yeah.
And what are you looking for a tree for? Like,
I want to get up high so I can see if I can see that thing that
Sure.
I saw earlier.
you have to go a little further. Maybe like
Is
50,
the wagon high enough to get?
not as high as the trees. 50, 60 feet away from camp, there's a tree that you can get up into.
Yeah, all right. I'll go.
Okay. Give me a perception roll. Nance, what are you doing? Oh, you were out hunting. Yeah. Yeah, it's no problem for a bunch of giant spiders to grab whatever you want. You want to bring
Yeah,
back some,
seriously.
like, vermin and things to eat?
Well, it depends on what is around. Like, I'll settle for small, like, squirrels and, like,
Give me,
But I if there's like something larger.
give me a survival roll with advantage. What'd you get?
12.
Yeah, I mean, your mind is filling in the little spot now, you think, and you're not really sure if you ever actually saw anything. But,
Ever?
well, no, it's just you're starting to feel a little kooky about
So I
it.
see like a big rock. I'm like, there it is. I'm like, no,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
And you think it at first it's gotten closer, but no, that's just like a rock that is closer. Yeah. But yeah, you feel like you know exactly where it landed, and yet you can't see it right now. Too dark.
Okay.
Bastille, what are you doing?
Bastille is setting up the tents. He's smashing the tent pegs in with his warhammer. He does
Mhm.
that a couple times, and then he stops. And he looks at his warhammer, which longtime viewers will remember is two Warforged fists just welded to the end of a stick. He looks at that, and then he looks at his own hand, and then he just starts punching the tent pegs in, putting his warhammer away. That's what he's up to. Tense.
Tense. It is
Tense action,
tense.
yep.
Yep.
Intense.
Camping.
No,
It's
no.
intense. Pog, what are you doing?
Just trying to help wherever I can. I'd like to sort of keep an eye on Wallace. That would be great,
Sure.
but not anything over.
He is, he looks at his own fist and he's like thinking about maybe punching one of the pegs down. And then he looks over at the hammer and goes over to try and grab it and then sort of like decides that's not a good idea either. And he just starts to sort of direct Bastille.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, Sad, keep doing that.
I nearly
That
missed
seems
that
to
one.
work. It worked on the other three. It'll work on the fourth
Another
one.
peg.
Yep. Just that's where that's
An
management.
attached rope. Wonderful.
That's right, management and employee.
Excellent.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Your direction has been invaluable.
Well, good.
Is that a peg?
Yes.
Excellent.
Hit that.
Yep, there we go.
And this continues until all the tents are up. Azel, though, is sort of keeping close to you, and he catches your eye as you look away from Wallace and what's last name? Wallace, you know that? Yeah. And kind of like gives you a nod of like, this guy's weird.
Okay.
But
Not like me, Azel.
so
Hazel's not weird.
Little guy.
survival check. What was it?
19.
Yeah, there's a lot of wild pheasant running through these plains. So actually, like decent-sized birds that would be cooked, that would cook pretty well, like small chickens kind of thing.
Look at me.
Okay.
And a couple of spiders. The wolf spiders don't have the web, right? They just
No, they just bite.
yeah.
But I'll have them work in teams of 2 to try to like have like one like scare the bird and the other one's ready to like
Sure.
catch it when it. Do you know what I mean?
How long does this spell last?
An hour.
So, about an hour passes as you are setting up, and the spiders kind of start to puff out of existence as they drop a couple birds each at your feet, and you come back just in time to the campfire with about a dozen pheasants.
Not peasants.
Not peasants, no. He used to eat peasants, but now he has to eat pheasants. And you all start to settle down for a little bit. Can I get perception checks from everyone? Oh, Ricky, do you come back, or are you staying up in the tree? Do you eat pheasant?
Yeah, I'll come back eventually, but I'll kind of. If I sit on top of the wagon, can I see at all anything?
You get a better view than from the ground, but not as good as in the tree.
I'll just be sitting up there.
doing the
Yeah.
tent things.
But you get any?
So no one sees
Very
anything.
sad.
For like
Those are
9.
2 sad boys.
I got
8.
18.
You
Oh,
do.
whoa.
I mean, I rolled well.
You didn't realize Bastille was secretly
Can I
like,
draw what I think it looks like?
Sure.
Yep.
I'm not compensated.
What'd you guys get in your perception checks?
5.
7.
5.
Woo! Theseus is the perceptive one for once.
You start tearing into some cooked pheasant, and you are about to bite into it, and then you hear the sound of something like what you think is a bone snapping or something, like before you even bite into the pheasant.
No, not coming from the.
That's right, and you look up, and there are a few, not close by, but figures. They almost seem like at first that they're just hills, but they start to move. They are actually moving towards where you are at a slow kind of pace. They're like hunched figures. They don't seem to have a head, and they're like seems to be coming forward.
I think we're going to be attacked by the landscape.
What?
That's weird.
Like rocks?
Have you
Where
had
is
too
it?
much to drink?
No, what is it? Where?
The hills are moving
Well, you had a shot there, and you didn't take
The
it.
hills are moving.
Yeah.
with unfriendly intent.
Where? Point at it.
There
Yes, I
and
don't see
also
anything.
there
Where?
and also
Can I
over
see it?
there.
So yeah,
I-
you do see 3 of these figures they're kind of.
Does it look like the thing? Ish.
The thing was so far away
Yeah.
that you can't tell, but they don't look that different from
Yeah.
what you saw. But they're coming from a different direction.
I immediately grab Lucy and swing her up onto my shoulders.
Okay.
Battle formation.
It's more safety.
Did you give her the javelin?
Oh, I pulled the javelin out of my
Yeah.
pocket. Give her the javelin.
Safety formation.
Okay.
She has a right to protect herself.
Right to
I'm
her
a
javelin.
child.
Okay. So you all start bracing yourselves for these things that are slowly moving towards you.
Yeah, not yet.
I'm what? No, I'm just eating the drink.
Okay.
I'm just hanging out.
Greetings, travelers. What brings you here?
There's no response.
Shy. Why not come into the light?
They are kind of coming up, and you guys are
Oh.
peering over the mountains. And the
I'm
mountain
going
of the,
to cast the light on my shield
There's
because
three
it's
of them?
nighttime and I don't have dark vision.
There's three kind of shapes, yeah. And the campfire, because of where it is, it's blocked by the stones, and they're coming from just beyond the stones.
I'm gonna take my bagpipes and make an obnoxious sound and see if that
Scares them off.
gets any response. Yeah.
Wyatt has eaten 2 pheasants to himself already, and he's like, "Those chaps are getting much closer."
So sorry, are these these are hill-sized?
That's what at the distance they were
I
at, you
am
thought that but they're not. They don't seem to be. They seem big, but they don't seem to be.
I am openly encouraging Wyatt to eat as much as he wants, drink as much as he wants, and then and I'm also do his clothes look like they would fit me?
Oh my god, this is the creepiest fucking thing you've ever done, and you ruined a squirrel's life.
That was amazing.
He seems to be of a similar build.
Okay. I'd like to sit close enough to him to be able to observe this. I want to know whether or not the stitching of his clothing is on par, below, or I would like the like a rough quality of the material. And the
Give
stitching.
me an investigation check as you sniff this man up and down.
And I'm please have more. You're welcome to have as much as you want.
I will.
The dark meat is the tastiest
Oh,
because
it's
it's
so
got
delicious.
no fat in it.
Want to trade shirts? No reason.
Certainly not a creepy reason. Yeah, so these things are about 30 feet away now from just on the other side of the stones, and they don't seem to be slowing down.
As an action, assuming we're not rolling initiative quite yet, I would like to cast Sacred Weapon on my Warhammer, please.
Okay.
Do they have weapons in their hands or anything?
If you're actively looking, give me a perception check. What'd you get? An investigation
16.
check? Yeah, his clothing is the finest. It's finer than even yours.
Whoa.
Dang.
The finest.
That guy's so dead.
Or at least naked.
Well, I can't be the only one who's ripped clothes off someone in this game.
What'd you get?
13.
True.
One of them seems to have what appears to be shield and club.
I would like to cast Cloud of Daggers between us and the figures.
So it makes a 5-foot cube, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
They step around.
Yeah, I would maybe wait until you know when they're kind of in closer ranks, so
Okay.
if they can see where it is, they can avoid it pretty
Fair
easily.
enough. They seem dumb, though. They're not doing anything.
Yeah,
But
but you
okay.
can cast it right on a person, I think. And,
Yeah,
and,
I
and
can.
so yeah.
Yeah, but it was more, I was thinking more like a barrier, so I'll wait until they get closer then.
So yeah, can I roll perception, try and see if I can tell what these are aside from large things that seem to want to attack us?
Sure, I'll give you the last perception check before we.
Oh, yeah, but-
Nope, that's bad.
Okay,
That's an 8.
you don't have dark vision, right?
No.
Okay.
Oh, I was gonna say yeah. Can I see? I have 120 feet of dark vision.
You can make a perception check, and you can. Well, no, yeah, you can make perception checks at all because there's a little bit of light. So.
I draw them quickly and then I get my bow out.
Okay.
20.
2 of the shapes barely seem to have any form at all on either side. They seem to just be hunched masses of what you think is what looks like grass and vines, and they're very large. They're big. As big as the ogres that you saw before. The one in the middle seems to be more humanoid sized. It seems to also be made out of vines and wood and things. But it also has like a dark kind of purplish reddish light pulsing in its chest as it gets close. And now I'll get everyone to roll initiative.
Dun 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 dun.
Die.
Oh, come on.
No, it's still always your dexterity bonus.
I have a +0.
It's proficiency bonus that you're thinking of.
Oh shit.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
Oh,
you're so far
hey!
away.
Oh,
Hello.
then I hit it, and then Ricky's really freaked out. He's too freaked out to be ready to fight.
Wow. We in this couch are not good at initiative rolls today.
I'm never good. Me too.
Oh my god, a
What did you get?
4,
A 4.
which
Well,
is
you're
a
fine.
3.
Yo.
What do I need? That. I need that.
This is not a very fast minute.
He's a small boy.
He is a very lightning minotaur.
All right. What did I get for initiatives here?
Who do you want?
Oh wow. Who wants to go first between the two of you?
Isn't it higher dex?
No. It's official rules is that you get to choose.
You go first.
Oh no, you go first. 'cause
Okay.
You can give me bardic inspiration.
Oh, I
for
can't do that.
things.
Yeah. I'll go first.
All right, Mika, and then Theseus down at 3.
Me getting to hit things is good for all of us.
Also, my
Ricky
bardic
got a
inspiration is down.
6.
It's a
Wow.
D8.
I know. Not so great.
You're the fan favorite, though. I mean,
He's too freaked out.
what'd you get?
19.
17.
Oh, another D6. Awesome.
And Pog?
10. You want me to roll for Jocelyn?
Yes, if he's in the mix,
Yeah.
go for it.
Oh yeah, I've got Lucy with me, but she act on my turn if
Shoot
she
after
wants
your
to
turn,
act.
yeah.
I just have to look up
If
something,
she
Jordan,
wants
on
to.
my very
She can stab a
handy
thing if she wants
Weasel
to.
deck of any card.
It is super handy, isn't it?
It is actually super handy. 14.
What's their name again?
Jasper.
Jasper. You can't remember any of my NPCs' names, so why should I remember your
I did it on
NPCs?
purpose.
All right.
Burn.
So,
I think your players remember the NPCs' names. It's just that their characters are assholes. I mean, at least that's what's true for me.
yeah. So, you have your campsite and these kind of 3 large stones, and you're all. They're large enough that they can provide cover when you guys are all sitting down, but when you're standing up, they kind of like are up to here amongst the tallest of you. So you are looking over at these creatures that are heading your way. And the one in the middle that seems to have like an armor and a shield steps further into the light from Bestial's hammer, and what is actually kind of revealed is sort of like a tree person. It seems to be that the shield and the club are all grown into its limbs, and it is moving forward with a singular purpose. And yeah, it starts coming toward. Huh?
Alex. That's what I'm going to assume until you tell me otherwise.
That's fair. It's a good assumption. And it moves and very deftly climbs up the rocks, even though it seems to be very clumsily built. And it gets up to the top, and it's safe to say you all were kind of looking over the rocks. Okay. All right. So, Basile, you've got a big glowy light, so
I
you're
sure
gonna
do.
get a couple of club attacks at you.
I also have a big glowy light. It said that I cast light on my shield.
A 20.
Nope.
A 20 doesn't hit you.
He's 20. He's 21.
21.
Ah! Your face,
Sorry.
DM.
Unless that 20 is just on the die with like nothing.
No,
Okay.
no, he worked his way up to that 20.
I'm sorry.
Cool.
That's crazy.
That's great. I'm
crazy.
super excited for this. Right.
Now
He
you'll
swings
miss
it
me
down,
even more.
and the wood of the club, which should by all rights shatter on your armor, seems to it resonates through you. You know the impact, but you don't get hurt.
Joy of being metal, I guess.
Ananse, it's your turn.
Three of
I have 12 AC.
them, right? Yeah. We have, your AC is like
Well,
double
the numbers
ours.
I'm gonna start attacking other people. I think.
Right?
Ananse.
Okay, I guess I could have seen him attack.
Yeah, this thing climbed right up and just like brought the club up or just clang right into him.
Okay, I'm going to continue sitting and eating.
Cool.
I'm going to encourage that Wally, is that his name?
Sure.
Barely.
Continues to sit and eat. I'm gonna tell him. I'm gonna say, don't worry. The more dense members of the party will take care of this, and I will conjure animals to cast this time to do 2 giant spiders.
Okay.
Thank
you.
How far away? Yeah, I'm not doing.
He
those
told
things.
me. He told me before. He's like, I can summon 8 wolf spiders, and I'm like, please don't do that.
That's logistically so.
14
difficult.
people on the things on the battlefield all moving around.
God.
Not right now. When we have our potential new office and map, then yes, you can have as many
How
spiders.
far away are?
Not far. The campfire is like 10 feet away
Well,
from where the stones
like
are.
the thing that hit him.
It's up on the rocks.
Okay.
Up on these 3 stones. So
Yeah,
you
how
can summon
far-
a spider on either side of them.
Yeah, like how many feet? Like it's within. I guess.
Less than 30 feet.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll put one on each side of him.
That's your action for this turn?
Yeah, I'm just wanting to see.
I think they roll initiative, so can you roll initiative for me?
Yeah. Yeah, they operate at the same turn, so that will be sorry, I got giant spider.
Make a deck committee card for giant spiders.
There is one. He has one.
Oh yeah, I probably do have it.
No, you do. I gave you one.
I know for a fact.
And can I tell you how handy they are?
Yeah.
Super handy.
The
Not just
deckofmany.com.
On the back, all the stats you need.
Sign up for our Patreon. You get 1 day left to sign up for the Patreon, and you'll get a special Firebolt animated spell with this month's rewards.
It's really cool.
It is super cool. Thank you to Darren Bird, who's probably not watching this, but he animated it. Seriously, man, I got a giant spider for you right here. Come on.
Well, no, it's just there's
I
nothing
get you,
about,
giant spider right
there's
here.
nothing, no, there's just nothing about their initiative.
It's their deck.
It's their
bonus.
dexterity, man.
Dexterity bonus.
Oh, okay. Well, then so it's +3. So then it's what did I just?
Sorry, I moved it out of the way.
I think I rolled a 16, right? Is that what I rolled?
Just roll again.
I did not look. I cleared the tray. I'm sorry.
I don't care what you dreamt that you rolled.
21.
All right, 21. They'll come into play. They're so fast that
God
they
damn.
are slow.
I'm just saying.
Okay, they all get their turn at the beginning of the next round, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so 2 giant spiders, similar in form to how Ananse looks, appears, and yet Ananse remains Ananse. Bastille, it's your turn.
Wonderful. I will look at this creature that just struck me with its club. Interesting technique. Allow me to demonstrate my own. As I will cast for the first time a 2nd level spell using that sweet slot. Branding Smite, which is a bonus action. The next time I hit a creature with a weapon attack before the spell ends, it's going to gleam with some radiance and do some damage. And some radiant damage and make it glow and also make it so it can't be invisible. It's fun. Alright, so I'm going to say this, the orangey one is the first attack. It's next time it doesn't matter. Next time it hits, never mind. Alright, so I got a 19 to hit
That hits.
and does a significantly less 12.
It does not.
Okay, well the first attack hits, so that's great. So that will do one die.
Thank you.
So that's 20 points of damage, and that's 7 of that is radiant.
20 points of damage?
Correct.
Alright. If you insist.
I do. Oh wait, sorry, 22, because I also had the sacred weapon going.
Right. So it does hit, and the hammer fall takes a decent chunk of wood out the side of this creature. It brings the shield up, and you smash through the shield, and it slams down into the side, and the creature seems very brittle.
Yes, like that. Now try it again.
All these teaching.
Yeah, I missed one.
It's Jasper's turn. Or anything else, Bastille? Movement?
No, I'm just gonna stay right in its face.
Cool.
Or chest.
Yeah, kind of its feet.
Okay, I'll stay in its feet.
Whoa.
Or and knees. It doesn't
Knees?
matter.
I don't know.
Vitalities.
I'm there, wherever I
It's standing
go.
on stones in front of you, rocks in front of you.
Oh.
Just to,
Bastille. Just went.
I sure.
That was a test. Jasper.
Jasper's gonna crawl up around or get in a position where he can aid or assist on his next attack, so the one that just got hit.
Okay, the
So
big,
he's- yeah, so
the,
he's gonna
the
try
armored
and-
one that's climbing
Yeah,
up.
so start trying to climb around on it and sort of get in its way and just kind of nibbling away and just being a nuisance
Okay.
on that one. So that's what Jasper's doing.
Okay. So giving Bastille the help action.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. Okay, Pog.
I'm going to. There's 3 of them.
You can
C3.
see
Yeah.
the one that's up on top.
Mm-hmm.
There were 2 other shapes. They seem to be going around.
Seriously? Those are being formed.
He's just eating pheasants.
Wyatt's
Wyatt
eating
was,
pheasants.
He's sitting next to me, and I'm trying.
You guys are sitting. I imagine you're sitting in kind of on these like makeshift bench logs. That's how I would set up a campfire.
If I'm near Nika, I'm going to try and grab Lucy off her shoulders so that Nika can do Nika things. And sort of pick her up off her shoulders, grab her, and I want to run back to Wyatt, where Wyatt and Anansi are sitting. Like try and retreat back away from what I
stones? Sure.
saw. And I want to say to Wyatt, Wyatt, is there something you can do? Can you help us? Please help us. And I'm going to cower with Lucy in behind him.
Okay.
Does Lucy want to go?
Yeah. Well, Lucy isn't 100% sure.
Yeah.
Of what's. She's the only person who couldn't see over the stones. Crazy.
Okay.
But
She is technically taller than
you
me.
made yes. Now she is. Yeah. Yeah. You said there was. You would have said there was something going on. Like it was
Yes.
obvious. Yeah.
I'm
She's-
just a big fan of like letting Lucy do what she wants to do.
Yeah.
That's all.
I'm just a fan.
Yeah, she's.
I was gonna ask her to go to you anyway.
You can feel her shaking a little, but she does have the javelin out.
And sorry, so when I'm getting at I'm trying to get across to Wyatt, like that I have no idea what's going on. Like I'm scared out of my mind. I don't understand what's happening. Like
Okay.
I have no capacity or capability to deal with this.
He looks over and says, your spider friend has come up with a few allies to help us out. It's fine. And he's like going through. He's like, it's fine. You stay back there. You cower back there. That's fine.
Okay. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Ricky.
Alright. I'm gonna use my fast hands ability to get out a small metal device, and I spit on it, and then a little flame lights up,
Oh.
and then I'm gonna light an arrow on fire.
Ooh.
And then what?
Well, I'm just wondering, like in general. Like,
A fire arrow?
Yeah.
Sure.
Alright.
She had a trick up her sleeve.
12 did it.
What are you attacking? You attacking the guy up in the stones? On that's climbed up?
Oh, is he in 5 feet? That one.
He is, yeah.
Yes, that one.
But that's a miss.
Oh.
So your fire arrow flies past and sticks into the ground and actually lights up a little bit of that area. And as you look, you realize you've lost track of where the other 2 things have gone.
Ooh. Alright.
Okay?
Dang it.
But starting
Yards.
grass fires is a pretty good plan.
Nice try. Good effort.
Any movement or anything?
No, I'll sort of hunker down a bit, I guess.
Okay.
I'm still on top of the wagon.
Nika.
Yeah, I guess I'll do Nika things. Bonus action, I will point at Theseus and be like, "You got this, dude!" and give him bardic inspiration.
I too indeed got this.
And then I will likewise run up, I guess, beside Bastille and hit. Ooh, this is now +6. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Hit, attempt to hit. Weird tree dude.
Okay.
With my club, obviously. Obvi.
Go for it.
That's terrible. That definitely does not hit. That is a 9.
Who's Jeff? Sorry, DM, I don't remember the rule and I apologize. Jasper helping, is it per person or is it
Per-
You
so it's a
you
specific individual
it gives up their action
to help one
to
individual?
help a
Yeah.
specific
Okay.
person.
I've got
That-
advantage on my next attack.
against an attack against someone that Jasper's
Yeah,
within
like,
5 feet of.
You're not like casting help on the enemy.
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah.
You are, actually. Jasper's relation to an enemy is the important part. He needs to be within 5 feet of the thing that he's giving help attacking.
But it doesn't also help people attacking that same enemy.
Sorry. I don't think I kicked it out.
Basically, I get help on my next.
You get an
attack.
advantage on your
And
next
that's
attack.
it.
Yep.
Yeah, the other people are like as normal.
And that's the way it works. Nika, you gave your bardic inspiration. Is there anything else you'd like to do? Oh yes, you rolled and you definitely
I-
missed it.
I
Well, you
definitely
hit.
missed.
Yeah,
You
beat
hit,
it.
but yeah, the wood.
Well, you know what happens when I hit.
I know, and it echoes out through the night. And it disappoints you. It disappoints you. This wooden man doesn't react in any way to it. All you can see is just the pulsing purple light where his heart is beating.
Good try, Nika.
Theseus.
So the big tree man on the rock is the only big tree man we can currently see. I can currently see.
Give me a perception roll.
Nope, definitely the only one I can see. That's definitely a 3.
Yeah, you're looking around and somehow you have lost track of where the other two larger things are.
Yeah, that's, fine. Bardic Inspiration, if I'm using it to hit, I can choose to use it after I've rolled.
But
right?
before you know the
But
results.
before you know the results.
Excellent. Okay, I'm going to just lightning is gonna pour out of my horns. I'm gonna gather a giant ball of it together and then hurl it two-handed at the big monster on the rock. Fuck.
Is it a good number?
No. I'm trying to decide if
It's
it's
a
worth
D8 now.
worth
so,
using my Bardic Inspiration.
I mean, if you roll high on the Bardic Inspiration, maybe, but you're. No?
No.
No, I mean,
No.
it's not that good.
I'm just whiffing it tonight.
I miss.
I just want to roll my 4 dice.
It's our lack of normal table.
Yeah.
I blame this crap table.
Yeah,
Um,
we'll fix that for next week.
Now, Is this thing is in range of melee attacks, even though it's standing up on a rock?
You had to have backed up to be able to, unless you want to cast with a disadvantage. Which sounds
Yeah,
like
no.
you do
So
anyway.
I fly back 10 feet when I cast
Right.
my spell. But if I were to walk,
You can reach up to it, yeah.
Sure. I will move back forward. I will use Quickened Spell, which is a
Yeah.
feature.
Does
Yes.
that let you use a spell as a bonus action?
Yes.
But you already used a bonus action, didn't you?
No.
Oh no, you didn't. Yeah.
Oh no, the flying is a bonus action. That's right.
And you can only cast one leveled spell.
I know.
and one
I was gonna
cantrip.
cast a cantrip, but
Okay.
I don't have it. I only have one bonus action, and I
Okay.
used it to fly back 10 feet. So great. That's my turn.
Okay. Top of the round, the two spiders
Cool. 2 giant spiders.
on either side. Yeah.
Gonna attack both of them. Gonna attack.
Sure.
Okay.
No spiders.
That's 24 and 15.
The 24 hits.
All right, 24 hits.
Show
Can you do a con save against 11?
Ooh, I'm a spider. I can hit something.
They have 8 legs.
Yeah. it's just
He
there.
passes.
I got an extra on deck.
Okay, so he's gonna take 6 piercing and 3 poison.
So as the one spider tries to attack it, and it just seems like the way that their mandibles are and that they're more like stabby is that they just can't seem to stab it. There's nothing to actual stab into. It's not like the flesh of an animal, and so the first one digs its mandibles in and then has to actually pull them out to get them unstuck from the brambles that make up this thing's body. The other one manages to get a little bit of damage in, but it doesn't seem to harm it that much. And in fact, at the top of its turn, or are they moving or anything?
No, they'll be staying right around.
Okay. At the top of the turn, the little bit of damage it did take seems to start to heal back up
Son of a bitch.
And it sort of just shakes shakes the shield that its arm grows into, and then the part of the shield that got chipped away fills back in with like rapidly growing material. Cool.
I see a tree laugh.
Yeah.
All right. It's taking another couple of swings. Who's nearby? Well, I guess there's two spiders nearby too. It's
Yeah.
actually gonna just turn and bash one spider and then the other spider one at a time.
Okay.
This first spider does a 23 hit.
Yep.
Okay.
Look at me.
And it's gonna take 44 plus 4.
I'm gonna need a pencil.
For a second, I
Keep
think you
track
said
of each
44.
of
Yeah.
these.
Seven.
Like, what the
The
fuck?
first one does 11 points of bludgeoning damage as it lands onto the
We're all
spider.
dead.
Okay.
Run, run
And
now.
then the other one, it swings to hit the other spider. You know what? No, it's gonna hit the same one again. 18.
Barely even in
Yes.
danger.
Yeah, but I thought he said 44.
You do 11 first.
Like the number 44. No, 4D.
Well, 16 more points of
I can do like
bludgeoning
26
damage.
as well. Yeah, exactly no.
That would almost knock me out.
16 in total?
Yeah.
26 in
Well,
total.
16 from the first, and then
So
You
just
do
10
11
from the
first
second.
round.
Oh,
27.
16. Oh, so it's 27 total? Okay, so one that spider that you get twice.
Okay. There's a squelch as this big club arm swings down and crushes the spider, and it's kind of gross ooze, like innards spill over, and then they fade away into nothing. Because they like magic spiders.
Well, they're fake.
And it's going to. It just like lifts up his club and starts banging against the shield and kind of stares down from where you are. Anansi, it's your turn.
Okay. Has Wyatt seemed like he's made any attempt to go? Is he doing anything?
Getting thirds.
Did you pour? You said you poured him some wine.
Yeah, I've been like encouraging him just to keep
Yeah.
sitting and drinking it and saying it'll take.
Yeah, he's washing down. He's washing down what he ate with a considerable amount of wine.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure that he's relaxing.
Yeah, you don't have the meat getting all.
Well, I was thinking about whether it'd be good for him to get killed, or I'm thinking that it might. Okay.
Give me a little perception check.
Perception? Yes. 9.
Okay. Yep.
Slightly.
Sure
What are you
don't
doing with
see
your
anything.
Okay. I am. Okay, I'm going to use infestation on the.
Sounds gross.
Well, am I within 30 feet of the grass thing? Is that,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, I'm gonna use the infestation.
What's it do?
In it?
He needs to make a
So,
Constitution save, DC 14, I think.
Okay.
Yes.
Got a 1.
Okay. Okay. So it's going to take 1 point of poison damage,
Oh no.
and it is going to go 5 feet south. No, sorry, no, west.
Wow.
It's gonna move 5 feet west.
Okay. I
Because-
guess I will determine what that direction that is now.
Because like a bunch of like bugs and like a bunch of swarming like bugs that are like clouding around it, and then it makes it like so it's moving away trying to get over.
Does it fall off the rock?
We're gonna call for dramatic tension. We're gonna call that west. So yeah, it backs up.
It doesn't get no one gets opportunity attacks on it, and if something is directly in its way, then it doesn't like force through anything. It'll just,
Yeah. Okay. So it's like something. The bugs all start crawling around inside of it, and it stumbles back and falls sort of out of sight on the other side of the rock.
Oh shit! It actually takes
Oh no.
another 1 point of poison damage.
Oh man,
Sorry.
I'm running out of space
I
on this
didn't
sheet.
realize that's- Sorry. Jeez.
And landed on my cloaca.
Yeah. Okay. So it falls out of view. That brings us to Bastile's turn. Suddenly, you are
Excuse
nothing
me,
to-
spiders and bugs. Would you? My opponent is.
I mean, you can just
Well.
go around the rock.
Yeah. Can I walk around or climb up the rock easily and fight?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna do that. Now I'm gonna hit it. Is it prone?
No.
Okay, well that's fine. So my first attack has advantage because of Jasper's help,
That's right. Jasper, I guess, went with it at this time.
and I should actually look at the numbers while I roll. That's a good idea. Okay, so with advantage, I got a 24 for my first attack,
That hits.
and my second attack without advantage is not a hit.
Okay.
So
You say so.
It's not.
It is not. So it's 15 points of damage.
And this is
It is a magic weapon as well.
right, but it's bludgeoning damage.
It is just, good old bludgeoning damage against wood, which is the best kind of damage against trees. As we all know, lumberjacks cut down trees with hammers.
Yeah.
Um,
That's what I've used every time I've lumberjacked.
yep, exactly.
Yeah. So this time, even though the impact is harder, you feel like you are only just kind of crushing into layers of wood.
Probably killed a bunch of bugs, too.
Yeah, there is
Oh, no.
sort of like bug juice.
My
right now.
allies.
My tiny
Yeah.
Oh, the tiny little spiders.
Jasper's turn.
Continue to pester that same one.
I'll continue to help Bastille.
Yes.
So where you are standing, you feel like, sorry, you being Theseus, you feel like something's shadow come up over behind you, towering over you. It surprises you completely, and it's going to attempt to hit you.
I'm sorry. Oh, never mind. Okay.
All right, the first hit is a 23.
I will throw up shield.
Okay.
Big red condor will appear and get in the way of the hit.
Cool.
Straw.
The next one is a 25.
That will hit still.
Okay. So
Damn.
you take
Did the first one miss you?
Yeah.
10 points of bludgeoning damage as these huge hands slam down into you.
Oh!
And you turn to see just this large mound of seemingly just muck and root and vine towering over you. And all of you see another one start coming in towards the campsite from another direction. And it doesn't seem, it's like crunching things out of its way. It didn't seem to be trying to move secretly at all. But we're going to say it's not going to get an attack in yet. Hog.
What do I see Wyatt doing? I'm right behind him, right? Cowering.
Yeah, he's like, there's a lot of, give me a perception check.
I will. Please do.
Nice.
Perfect. Natural 20.
That's roll.
Yeah, he is drinking like this is his last day on Earth.
If he finishes the wine, it probably is.
He's just like drinking it and kind of like chuckling to himself and
But doesn't seem to be
jumping into action. No.
doing anything.
Guys are wasting fucking
No,
space.
me and him were like
Wasted a good
openly
roll,
just
too.
like sitting and eating and drinking, pretending like nothing's happening.
Guys, I really don't like
Okay.
this guy.
He did say he didn't fight. He did tell us. He was a friend.
Yeah, he was very honest
Yes.
about his abilities.
Yeah, I just don't.
It's also
know
very
something
honest.
about him.
But what happened
Um,
is gonna be the worst.
So I will, if I can do it quietly, like hopefully with the commotion so he can't hear any verbal thing coming out of my mouth. I'd like to cast Mage Armor on Lucy.
Okay. Yep, he doesn't notice.
I'd like to do that quietly. And that's my turn.
Okay. So it's Wyatt's turn now, and he takes a moment from his. Yeah, here
we
comes
go.
the big move.
Wyatt's big turn.
Yeah, and he leans over to Ananse as he like reaches for another leg of pheasant. He says, "Oh boy, I know what you're up to." And I'm going to be a hard pill to swallow if that's the route you're going on. And he goes back to eating.
Is Azel in this fight?
I forgot about Azel.
Me
He was
too.
sleeping.
He went to the bathroom.
He was being
He
my
does have a
fine.
habit of sleeping through fights.
It's
He
true.
was
That is
doing
well
it.
established.
He had made it very clear he didn't like Wyatt very much and was making kind of he's on patrol. We're gonna say that. That's Wyatt's turn.
He's doing a
He does so
bang up
much
job.
damage.
What happens when we get too many
Really nailing patrol.
NPCs?
Ricky.
He's just in the way, stupid
Yay.
quiet.
Alright. I'm gonna set my arrow in fire again.
I'm cool.
I'm gonna roll a different dice. That one's stupid. So I laid it on fire and I go, alright. Arrow aim true.
Oh no.
That's not what aiming true
one.
looks like.
A 1?
Oh.
Yeah, the arrow is pulled too taut and it flies too fast, and the fire on it goes out. And then when it hits the side of the creature, it just shatters into nothingness. The opposite of an arrow is
Hate
not an
Dungeons
arrow.
and Dragons.
To be fair, 1 is true, so. The computer's point. Okay.
Listen,
Nerd.
robot.
So, anything else?
Nope.
There is another one of these giant mounds of kind of writhing plant life that's coming up close to you.
Oh, close to me.
Well, if you're standing away from the stone, then it's getting close to
You
you.
can hide.
I'm on the wagon still.
Oh, you're on top of the wagon.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, never mind. All right, Theseus.
Hey, what about me?
Oh, sorry, Nika.
Poor Nika.
She says.
So, I'm going to cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter
On what?
on the glowy tree
Okay.
thing.
What do you need from it?
A wisdom save. And I'm gonna be like, if a tree falls in the woods, does anybody hear it laughing?
Do you have to see it to do this?
Yes.
You.
Ricky goes,
I can walk up
Okay.
to
Sure.
see it. I'm fine with that.
It fails.
So it falls prone
Okay.
into a fit of tree laughter.
Which we can all easily imagine.
You can't stand up.
And at the end of every turn,
At the end of the turn, and when you take damage, you can attempt to break it.
Okay. Cool. And you moved
Oh,
a little
and,
bit. Anything else you'd like to do?
Bonus action, I will give Bardic Inspiration to Ricky. And I will say, next time, Ricky, I believe in you.
at this point, nothing's gonna work.
Okay. Giving up after one round of combat. That's interesting.
2 rounds
Almost
Oh, that's fair.
of whiffing it.
pulling the cord.
Theseus, it's your turn.
Doing it again. Better.
Alright, longer cord next time.
It's fine. It's fine. We're super
Perfectly so.
professional all the time. Yeah, I'm gonna repeat what I did last time, but this time I'm gonna try and zap the big fucker right in my face.
So if it's a ranged attack, it's at
Yeah.
disadvantage. Oh no, you move away.
Yeah, exactly. I fly back.
Using
10
your
feet,
bonus action.
Using
Okay.
my bonus action, which matters because it means I can't use my bonus action to do more magic. And shooting a ginormous ball of lightning.
Regular size.
Hey, that's better. But just in case that doesn't hit, I'll use the Bardic Inspiration as well.
And I can see him doing that to
Does a 21 hit?
characters don't.
It does.
Cool. I will do 5d8 maximized is 40 damage.
All right. You summon up your large ball of lightning, and what does this look at the back? You summon up this large
Healing
ball
with
of
the
lightning,
Yep.
and just the act of summoning it pushes you back your 10 feet, and then you let loose on this creature, and as it hits, like as true as it has ever hit,
Nice.
the whole, what should be in your mind an explosion of wood and mess and vines, it absorbs all the lightning into it. The impact seems to embolden it further and to have no effect.
That was the look.
As-
That was the
I
For
know,
what it's
I
worth,
know you guys knew.
As a player, I knew this was coming,
What-
but
what's
also,
Anything else you'd like to do on your turn, Theseus? You've used your bonus action, your action. You do have your movement.
Just cut.
Yeah, this thing is scary, but no, I'm gonna growl.
I'll let you do that as a free action.
Yeah.
Okay. Top of the round is the spider up on the stone. One left.
Okay, but he's prone.
He's down on the ground. He's prone and he's giggling away.
Cool. Spider's gonna attack him. So is that
Cool.
with advantage?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fine. I have another plan.
Can't wait for those 1 points of poison damage.
Oh,
Hold on a second. It
Could be
two.
up to 2 points.
Okay, so that's 23 to hit.
Yep.
Or sorry, 22 to hit.
Also hits.
Is it a crit? Or on the prone, or is it just advantage on the attack?
It's just advantage on the attack. It's not an auto crit. They're not unconscious.
0. I was like, oh no, 0. I was like, wait, no, it's 10.
Okay, so that's 7 piercing damage, and then con save against 11.
7 piercing.
Yeah.
Okay. Con save against 11 passes.
So that will be 3 poison damage.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You really undersold it the last time. Cool. Anything else?
No.
All right. That brings us to the creature.
So it makes another wisdom save.
First thing that
Or at
happens.
the end of its turn, it makes a wisdom save.
First thing that happens, even though it is it's laughing as the trees do, as it rolls around on its back, parts of it start to patch up the wounds that it's been taken. Even the most recent bite marks from the spider
Can it do
seem to
that?
heal up.
Really?
It's not.
It's
an action.
incapacitated
It
though.
just happens on an
Oh.
I don't think it's
That's the same as being tied up. If you have magic healing.
it's incapacitated.
Yeah.
It can't take actions or reactions. Yeah, it's not doing that. So it makes a wisdom save. You said.
At the end of its turn.
Right. Its turn is ending now. Fails. Keeps laughing.
Excellent.
Thinks everything's real funny. Announce it. It's your turn.
Okay, besides my spider, who's within 5 feet of the creature?
We're gonna say Bastille is.
Okay.
Oh, I don't like the
Oh,
sound of
wait.
that.
You hit it, right? Ed?
The spider did.
Oh, the spider. It also took damage, right?
Oh, it gets
should
one
have
more
also
roll.
made a wisdom save then.
Okay, we'll say that first one was that save.
It has advantage when it is targeted when it's
Okay.
by.
Is it, what am I rolling against? 14?
Yes.
Okay, so it failed that with.
Oh no. Yeah, 14 now. Sorry.
1d8.
Okay. Natural 20.
Okay, so
So it actually is like it's still prone right now, but it's not laughing
not
anymore.
laughing.
That's probably
But this is the day the laughter died. All right, Ananse.
Okay. What about the hulking creature that he just lightning? There's no one within 5 feet of that, right?
Not yet.
Okay.
And yeah, as you are sitting around the campfire, you turn and look to see that there are 2 of them descending on the camp.
Okay, I'm going the one specifically that he lightninged. I'm going to use ice knife on that.
Okay. Sounds fun.
I love Ice Knife. I've heard many players with that.
Does 14 hit?
14 does not hit, so the ice knife flies past.
Okay, I need him to make a dexterity saving throw.
A 11.
Okay, so he's going to take 5, 7, 11 points of cold damage.
That's pretty good. The cold damage slams into the side of it, and it just seems like there's like a swampy energy to this monster that seems to melt a little bit of the ice before it can even have an effect. There's a little bit of freezing, but yeah, it's not as effective as you would like. That brings us any movement.
How many fires?
Fire good.
I was assuming
they
they're
are-
made out of trees and wood. I was assume those things burn. Good.
Is that everything on say? Or are you still sitting beside Wyatt?
Yeah, I'm continuing to talk to him and
What do you say to him?
oh, because he said something to me last
I don't
time.
know
He
anything
said
about
that
them.
he knew what I was doing. I guess I'm going to say, well, if we make it through this unharmed, you have nothing to worry about. And then I'm going to continue
Okay.
to eat my pheasant.
All right. That brings us to Bastille.
Standing over this downed tree creature, I will look at it and say, I'm glad you have stopped laughing. This makes this much easier. As I begin hitting it with my warhammer once again. I have advantage on both attacks.
Proneness. Yep.
Oh, I also have difference. But I mean, defense. So it's
Can't
these
get
two
double
together and
advantage.
these two together.
I'm
know
trusting you.
You're fine. Okay. All right. So I assume a 19 is a hit.
It is.
Good,
Oh wait,
so-
no. Yes, no. A 19 is. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So everything has.
Yes, no, yes, no, yes. Yes.
I have a couple of things going on over here.
So that is max damage. So that's
Wow.
So
That's a lot of damage.
32 points of damage.
Woo!
32 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yeah. And my hammer hit so hard it burst into flames.
Nope.
No,
That's the thing.
Is that how that works?
Just all the friction.
Are you doing your sacred
Oh,
whatever?
yeah.
Oh, that
It's
Your,
magic.
your sacred whatever.
Yeah, my
I have
secret
nothing
whatever
to say
damage.
about
It's radiant. There's some radiant damage in there too.
No, that was just from that one branding smite. This
Nika
is
is
magic.
all about
Okay,
Bastille's friction.
You heard it here first, folks. All right. That brings us to, unless Bastille wants to move.
Bastille's just gonna stand over this thing, hitting it with a hammer until it stops moving.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Jasper, you're up. Okay.
Exactly. Just pestering the tree thing.
Okay. Now it is our big shambling piles of vegetation's turns.
Woo! Sure do love to be punched by vegetation.
Yeah, unfortunately you are difficult to hit. But yes, old Moundy will walk over to you
Oh, man.
and clobber you one time and miss, and then he will clobber you a second time and miss.
Cool. I didn't even have to use spell slots.
No. Basically like big arms form out of the side and just come down. They don't even have like hands. It's just like clobbering
Yeah.
lumps. And yeah, that happens. And the other one starts making its way towards Wyatt.
Who cares?
Good.
That guy's the worst.
I'm also sitting directly next to him.
Yeah, you can protect yourself. You got spiders.
And you're only
Um,
being a spider.
And you can literally
Pog,
throw
it's your
him,
turn.
like, in the way.
Yeah, I mean, if
am
he
I
dies,
between,
I have
is
to
Wyatt
eat him
between
afterwards.
myself and the one that's
That's
coming
just the
towards
way it
Wyatt?
goes. I'm not
Sort
the one
of.
who
I'd like him
decides.
to be
It's just fate.
juxtaposed between Lucy and I and
Sure.
the thing.
Yep.
Are we still at his? Are we at his back, his side, his front?
He's sitting on like a log.
Yeah.
He's here, and Ananse is sitting behind him. You're sitting here, and then the shambling pile of vegetables is coming towards you. You'd have to be like sitting on the log to be behind.
Yeah, but he's looking. His
He's facing towards the fire.
Okay. So I'll again sort of quieter do mage armor on myself this time.
Okay.
And that's another exciting action brought to you by the guy looking after the child.
Okay.
Man, worst NPC. -1
Yeah, right.
character in combat.
She can,
All-
she can fight.
No, that's what I'll do right now.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
all.
he
Just
did
doesn't
make that
believe in her.
decision. Yeah.
So, it's Wyatt's turn. As the mound starts coming towards him,
Something big's gonna happen.
He turns
I
into a
just
gold
know it.
dragon.
Yeah, he's a dragon all along.
he
Wyatt's nuclear attack. Here
Is
he
he
goes.
drunk at this point?
no, he's not showing any signs of drunkenness.
Yeah, drunk with power.
Or
Here he comes.
being useful in any way.
Big, big baller Wyatt.
grabbed,
Six
like,
fireworks.
just ripped a piece of meat off of the last bit of pheasant and stuffs it in his mouth, and his hand comes up, and he says, "Oh, Bean, I'm trying to eat here." And the mound, which looks like it's about to bring his fist down, just kind of freezes midair. Ricky.
Could be a coincidence. We don't know yet.
Yeah, could be a muscle seize. You
Has
don't
to
know.
happen twice at least.
That's right.
Observable fashion.
Okay, which dice do I roll? They're all shit.
Straight up a god.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna light my stupid arrow on fire and try one more time.
You got this. You got bardic inspiration now.
Right.
I gave you a pep talk.
Right. It was the best pet talk I've ever been pepped.
Was it
Are
though?
you making a face?
No.
That wasn't terrible.
18.
You've got that bardic inspiration.
Is 18 hit? 19 does.
That's right. I need.
She's
what's
trying
the-
to decide if she's going to use her bardic inspiration.
How long
or
is
not.
bardic inspiration last?
Who are you attacking?
10 minutes.
Chambly.
Oh, well, she.
Shambly Bambly.
Shambly Bambly? The one that's frozen?
The one that's near someone else.
Well, she's-
So.
You can
Figuring
also
out
apply
why
The one that's
damage
trying to
if
punch
you
me
do
so you
hit
would
it.
get
Yeah.
sneak attack
Could he-
against it.
Was there any magic
Sorry?
words
The one
that
that's
came out of
trying
it
to
or just
attack
hold
me is
in
right
hand
next to
up?
me.
Like nothing
Okay.
I would recognize as.
So I can. Yeah.
Yeah, if you
on your
hit it,
turn, you can
also
maybe make an
just
arcana
roll
check.
the damage. I don't think. I think you should go for it and then we know.
Just try.
Yeah.
18 to hit.
It hits.
Yeah, 18 hits.
Roll your. You've lit another.
It's on fire.
You're also getting sneak attack?
Yep, because I'm hitting the one that he's beside. Oh my gosh, I get to roll them.
So many boys.
So 12 plus 4. 19 damage.
Is,
And I'm
are-
aiming for its heart thingy.
Right. Are you incorporating any fire damage? Like, do you have an ability I don't know about?
I'm just lighting. I have
Okay.
that lighter
Okay. Yeah.
that I spit on and it catches on fire.
Yeah. Okay. So 19 points.
Oh, plus bardic.
You want to add the bardic?
Yeah.
Yeah, do it. So do a D8.
D8. Where is it?
This one.
Oh, where's my purple one like that? Oh, it's in the corner. 8 plus 8. 19 plus 8.
Whoa.
27 damage.
27 points of,
I hope it
of
actually
piercing damage.
Hurts it.
And I'm going to say 1 point of fire damage.
Real fire, not magic fire.
So the odds of this of the arrow doing any damage that's like meaningful to this is pretty rough. But you managed to blast through a few layers of the thick wood that composes this creature's body. And the arrow, though it's just sort of heated up, it's not barely on fire, you start to see just a little bit of an ember burning on the inside of it. Yeah. That's what happened, and that's what you did. Nika.
Okay. So, bonus action, I'm gonna give Bardic Inspiration to Ananse. And then I am going to cast Dissonant Whispers at the second level. I don't have to see them, that doesn't matter, but I'm gonna cast it on Glowy Tree guy. They have to make
Okay.
another wisdom save.
Fails.
They take, because I cast it at the second level, that's 4d6, and then they have to move away, but they're prone, I guess, so that doesn't matter.
What have they gotten there?
Maybe they scurry away.
Because you can use that half speed when you're prone.
Right, so they're gonna take 15 points of psychic damage, and they must immediately use their reaction, if available, to move as far as their speed allows.
Okay.
Away from me.
15 points of psychic damage.
Psychic damage.
Is that gonna trigger attack of opportunity?
I don't think so. If it's being forced to move away, it doesn't.
Force movement is the one we've done.
Okay. Yeah, it kind of clutches onto the thing to its chest as best as it can with its club and shield hands, and like holds him over like this, and starts to like stumble back about 30 feet away with its reaction. Still standing though.
I'm gonna quickly cast Shield of Faith as a bonus action. So my holy symbol on my shield and on my cloak start glowing. And then I will run the 10 feet towards... No, it's actually right in front of me already. I will cast Booming Blade and try and stab this thing in front of me with my horns.
Okay. Booming Blade lets you take. You do his bonus action, then you take your action to attack, right? Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
That's a 21 to hit. So then I will do 1d10 plus 3 piercing and 2d8 thunder damage. That dropped a die. So what is that? That's 11 piercing and 10 thunder damage. And if it moves, it'll take 2d8 thunder damage. Because it is wrapped in thunderous energy.
Cool. So it's 10:40. We're at the end of the round, so I'm gonna. There's be one dramatic moment here, and then we'll end it, I think, for the night. Wyatt, like, sighs, pulls that hanky that he waved you down with, and starts like wiping his mouth just like as daintily as possible. And then he tucks it back into his pocket, and he rubs his temple. And still one hand out like this, he starts to build one huge ball of flame, starts to form in his hands. And he says, I really thought that you would be able to handle yourselves. And that's where we're going to leave it for the evening.
I'm fine.
Everyone else kind
Yeah,
of
Theseus feels personally offended by the insinuation that we didn't have this under control.
So that was great. Lost on the Great Road, episode 10. Thank you all for watching and for playing. Thank you, JF, for sitting in for Ignacio. If you want to poke your head into the shot there. We've offered him a guest star role, potentially, for helping out, so you may see his face as a character at some point soon. Ignacio as well. So again, thanks for watching. Just a reminder, of course, Cold Iron starts on Saturday. Alicia's game will be running. Lots of really interesting characters and plots and stories
They're
and things.
so great.
Yeah, that's 1 to 4. You can watch it here. You can watch it over on Iron and Ice too, and all the details are there. And we're going to be sharing on social media and stuff. There is no Feywild episode this Sunday because Kit is lucky enough to be at Gen Con this weekend, so I'm jealous. But we will return 2 weeks after that for Lost in or Intrigue in the Wilds. So yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again in 2 weeks.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.